Hello, everybody, hey, and welcome back to Run the Flood, our Shadowrun 5e game here on Table of Horrors. I am your Cosmic GM, Softhanomicon, and I am joined by my wonderful friends and players, goofy motherfuckers. Jason, played by Nosferatu. Whoa, I said Nosferatu. Noscavian. Noscavian.
Put the Nosferatu in Noscavian.
Nosferatu and Noscavian.
Yes.
Noscavian. Anxiety.
Who am I
played
playing
by
again?
Slippery Nos. Fuck.
Yes.
Morningstar, played by Derissa Rave. Mojave, played by Daybreakathon. Shellhound, played by Wonton. And Cloudburst, played by Lord Rodon. Now, as we get back into this, right when we left off, you all had a meeting with Detective Cameron Barnes. He had left you with some knowledge and an understanding that shared information will be coming your way. You all have time to collect yourselves. You may decide where you all will convene and how you all will discuss. Be free.
All right. We have the apartment. We can all go there. Get all this information sorted out.
Works for me, there's food there.
One day, someone is going to kidnap you because of your love of food. You know this, yes?
Which
It
apartment?
wouldn't be the first time.
You've been there when
Yeah,
you met
yeah.
us. The
There was a
apartment.
Cloudy's apartment?
No, there is an apartment that you were at when you first joined us. That is where we would go. It's not far.
Because
The house?
now that I'm blue with 4 arms,
What?
hey, Softy said it. Slide me that sheet, by the way.
No.
No, shut up. Shut up. Shut.
Liam.
Jay Hughes, we at the bottom.
No, you're
That's a
here.
good
You're in
point.
your mech.
Liam also has an apartment. It's not a great apartment, but he also has a place in the city that he lives at. His own place. So there's another place we could go if you guys wanted no food in the fridge, because I need to eat an apple core a day basically
Right.
to survive.
Right. But if Shelley does not eat again, he will wither away. At least that is what his personality tells me.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah, we can go to your guys' apartment.
Yeah, it's not far anyway, so
Yeah.
let's go there. Let's parse out all this information because I got a ton from
Yeah.
the hospital servers and whatnot.
Sure.
So, okay. Okay, yes, that seems
Yeah.
all in order.
Great.
Softy, last session, you allowed me to tag the good detective's radio, his comms, so that I can keep track of him. Where is he headed? Is he headed back to the precinct, or is he kind of like doing his rounds?
He's already dead.
Stop. Jesus.
From what you can tell, the GPS marker is clearly taking a roundabout of the whole area of Covina, heading just near downtown. It's a slow go. So you're
Okay.
watching him. He seems to have gone on to his rounds to avoid any kind of suspicion.
Okay, wonderful. Wonderful, beautiful, magnificent. I will head towards the van.
Yeah, I can't remember whether I mentioned it right before or right after we wrapped up last session, but either way, Mojave has sent him just because he gave me his number, parentheses. That's it. Just so he's got my number too.
Wonderful. Yeah, we'll head to the apartment.
All right. So you all drive through the city, and we'll make it to the hideout without much issue.
Wonderful.
Once there, I'll change out of my street clothes back into my fucking badass ninja garb, because go fuck yourself.
Wonderful.
Hey guys, I just about got everything done on the van, so I'm gonna lock myself in the garage and work on that.
Okay.
Oh,
Tell us
okay.
when you are done so we can see the newness of
Are you,
everything.
you're planning on sleeping at some point, right?
Jay closes and locks the garage door.
Hey,
Don't
hey,
worry, Mojave. Don't worry, Mojave. Don't worry. Not only
We'll
can I still get in there, I can put him to sleep.
we'll make him go to bed.
I mean, if he wants to stay, it's just, no, he can't be pushing himself when we got a serial killer on the loose, you know?
You're right. You're right. We'll make him go to sleep.
I mean, if he wants to stay awake, there are options. You just gotta take him because running around exhausted ain't it?
Jay will
Yeah.
say into their headphones, "Everything's done. I just have to put it together."
Okay, so it won't take long. Wonderful. I will go into the kitchen once we're there. I'll go into the kitchen and I'll grab some of the fruits that we had left over from the lovely spider woman who gave us fruits, and I'll start cutting them up and putting them on a platter. And I will set them on the table and start handing out drinks. Give Liam his customary water with with lemon. Yeah, with lemon, fancy. So I give it to him.
Real actual lemons.
Yes.
calories.
And then
I'll
yeah,
live a little.
there's some fruits in front of everybody, drinks, whatever.
This lemon wedge is gonna go right to my hips.
Skin and bone, skin and bone.
Like Morningstar's just gesturing to his overly muscled body, like it's fine. Okay. So, I have an enormous amount of information, but I don't really know how to funnel it all in this moment. So it would be easier for you to tell me what you think we need, and then from there I can start categorizing this information. Because when I tell you so much, it is overwhelming. Like, I have fucking tracking movements of the cars and shit. It's a lot of stuff. So, you help me, I help you.
When you were in the database, were you able to find a single vehicle that was at all the places at all the right times, just by back GPS, or not really?
She's gonna do and look back at the information she has. Because I know I had all like the GPS movements of essentially all of the vehicles that were sent out. Is there a smaller, shorter list of vehicles that have been to all the places that a murder has occurred within the correct time frame, I should say?
So I do want to say that you have access to every vehicle in the program that has been produced by Maiden, specifically.
Yes, it's a lot. Yes.
And
There
that does
are-
not necessarily include vehicles from other places.
Right, but okay. Well,
So the answer
let's
is
work with what we
no,
have.
and so
I-
we
let's-
know that it's
I-
not a maiden.
I think the place we got to start is by looking at what we do know, and then we can figure out what we still need to know. We know that these have been going on for quite a while. We know that the demographic has shifted from being started with shifters, switched to elves. Now it's the Umbral elves. We know that apparently it sounds like a whole bunch of cars been grabbing people, but only one's been dropping off bodies. I think.
It seems all the, and correct me if I'm wrong, storyteller. It seems all the from what I can tell, all the maiden vehicles at least are self-driving. We know that our drop-off vehicles also self-driving.
I mean, that ain't saying much. Pretty much every vehicle under the sun these days is self-driving.
Right, but so again, we're working with what we do know, right? So what we do know, it has been confirmed it is self-driving. Confirmed that all vehicles in the city, not just Maiden, have been given chameleon skin. And that went out, Barnes said, I think a year ago, right? that change went over?
The program finished, and all vehicles were done around a year ago. So they've all been like this for a year. The program, he didn't tell when the program started, but you know that the maiden vehicles are all set that way due to the fact they're corporate. All of them will have that. They are new versions with chameleon skin by just the fact that they are built by Maiden Pharmaceuticals' Industries division, a la actually Miko Industries.
Okay.
Any vehicles that are owned by the city, like directly from the city, you know you don't have access to those. From what he stated, Maiden owns probably about 60% of all of the
city vehicles.
like ambulances.
Mm-hmm.
So if none of the Maiden vehicles work, that's well over half of the vehicles gone. That they aren't, like, you're only looking for less than half in the system.
Okay.
And we also know that one way or the other, magic eyes don't see into it. And the two ways that we know that that's possible is either if somehow it's a mobile lodge, or if somehow they coated the thing with adamantine. Cloudy, you know a thing or two about building lodges. About how long does that tend to take?
It depends on just how powerful the lodge is.
Say it was a serial killer wanting to not get caught.
If it was a 4-6 lodge, it would take about 6 hours.
Okay.
So
An
this could
hour
be done in a
per-
day.
Hypothetically.
Okay.
And Jason, just out of curiosity, if you was to say retrofit the Amphibious to have an adamantine plating or whatever, so magic people couldn't see inside, about how long do you think that would take?
Jay.
Yeah. Sorry.
If you was
I
gonna
spaced out.
no worries, you've been working hard lately. If you was gonna upgrade the Amphibious hypothetically to have a layer of adamantine to block out astral sight, how long do you think them upgrades would take? Like what would we be looking at?
I mean, I wish we brought this up.
I'm not
before I
saying
planned
no,
everything out.
we're not doing it. We're not doing it. I'm saying
Not doing it.
hypothetically. As we're like, how long
how
would
long?
it take them to upgrade the ambulance if that's something they did to it?
How hard is adamantine to work with?
You're not sure. You have seen a couple variants, at least pieces of it. You're aware that
One T some.
T had some inside of his system. He did not have as much adamantine as he definitely does now, but you have seen its tactile nature. It's tough. It's hard to work with, and
Specialized equipment and stuff.
yes, you need very specialized equipment. And this is like trying to put a titanium lining in anything. It is difficult, and to be as airtight as you're assuming this would need to be, the welding itself would have to be basically laced with adamantine itself, which would mess with welding solder. It would take forever. It would be such a bitch to deal with. So you're probably thinking, I'm gonna say like, someone would have to dedicate like 5-6 weeks straight.
Wow.
For materials, setup, and the drivetrain would have to be modified because adamantine's so heavy.
So this is not something you could just whack on a car. Like you could, it's not like a shell that you could just whack on a. You'd have to change the vehicle itself to be able to carry it.
So
Yeah, like if you've got an unlimited budget, you've got, you work at areas or something like that, and you've got all the tools and supplies and everything you need to work with the stuff, you could probably do it in a couple weeks, maybe a month. But I mean, if you're not working with unlimited supplies, then it's gonna take a long time. You figure you're gonna burn through your welders. You need special welding wire. It's got to be adamantine on adamantine. You have to replace the drive shaft.
stuff is hard to come by to begin with. That's Thanks, Jay. I feel like tentatively we should start looking more into. I mean, looking into the lodge thing. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
y'all with me on that. I'm thinking it's more likely to be a lodge and less likely to be the
Yeah.
magic mystery metal.
Yes, it would also change like the very tire tracks, right?
Yeah.
Because it is so heavy that the what do you call
That's true.
the prints
Tread.
themselves would be yes, the tread, thank you, would be more viable.
Oh yeah, you
with something
need
that
to get
heavy.
a whole new drive a train.
And it'd be a lot harder for somebody to do that on the sly.
Right. There would be a paper trail somewhere of someone bringing in that much adamantium. So the lodge is probably the more likely. That's something that can be done at the very least faster than the adamantium. And so far we've only seen that it is one vehicle that produces that. Not all of the vehicles are like this. Double checking with Storyteller when we were in that parking lot and we were looking at the various vehicles, including the maiden ones. It wasn't like the boys doing their astral sight. It wasn't giving off the like anti can't see in here vibes.
No, none of them looked like. I mean, they were dead zones, but they were just you're looking at a car in the astral.
Right. Okay.
Not solid object in the astral.
Right. Okay. So definitely a lodge. Well, tentatively, definitely a lodge.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 90% probably a lodge.
Yeah. Okay. It's clearly being given orders. Now I have like access to the information from the servers showing where these calls came out for essentially the dispatch of these vehicles. They go to all of these different places all over the city. You know, the hospital, the precinct, like all of that, right? Its mystery address for Hollywood, it simply says Hollywood.
I mean, Horizon.
So, right. So, there's that. I also have medical records of employees. I have, shit, what else do I have? Sophie, I have so much stuff.
You had medical records. You had medical records, the vehicle identification, GPS. You had the call signals, which is the ones that's sent to Hollywood. You had employee, basically time cards.
Yes.
And then
Yes,
trying to remember the last one I gave you.
There was a back door.
A back door. You had a back door into Maiden Pharmaceuticals.
Yes, so I also have that. So I can dig deeper into Maiden Pharmaceuticals, but I will say they're going to have crazy security. Now, it's not a doubt of my skill of getting in. It is a matter of not being seen.
Yeah, and
which can be done, but will prove more difficult. So
and we don't want to. We don't want to sound off any alarms just yet, unless we gotta, because that job is still on the horizon if it ain't coming to get us right now.
Right. So what I'm going to suggest is that when I take that entry, that be the last thing we do. Because once that happens, then the clock ticks that much faster.
So suspects right now. Do we got a list aside from just like everybody in the city who has been anywhere near a large ambulance-shaped vehicle?
I have every employee's time card.
Every employee of Maiden?
Maiden Pharmaceutical or the hospital?
Maiden.
Of Maiden.
Maven.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're looking at Maiden, we're looking at the hospital, and we're looking at the cops, yeah?
Yes, so I have Maiden, I have cops, I have the medical staff at the hospital, but there's also town hall, and there was another one.
Oh. I don't want to add any more to your thing, but I do remember that Midori got you the actual employee data from the police office.
Midori has also given me a file of all of the people that work in the precinct, in the police force.
All right.
Now,
so I
granted, that's
imagine-
mostly public record, but he has like when they're actually
Regard.
going in and who they're being dispatched to.
Yes.
Curiosity, any relatives between the police force, the hospital, and Maiden?
I don't have their information, but if I were to try to find out their more personal stuff, that would require for me to sit down and start to like individually go through people's lives.
Yeah, we should probably. It's not a bad idea to cross-reference and see what connections we can find between point A, point B, and point C. Though I bet there's going to be a lot of them because.
There's a lot of overlap. These
Yeah.
institutions all work with each other.
Uh-huh. And we asked old Barnsey to get us more some of the insider data that might be tricky for us to even know how to find.
Right. So as far as whittling down suspects, it becomes a matter of, are we looking for a civilian or are we looking for someone who works within these institutions?
My gut says we're looking for an insider. It ain't a civilian because if nothing else, bunch of cars to the pickup, don't know what that's about, but one car at the drop off and it dropped them off, turned right around, picked up the body, brought the poor sucker to the hospital. That turnaround don't happen unless it's a vehicle that,
So
nobody raised eyebrows.
This is what is strange, right? That vehicle that was supposed to have picked up half of this fucking body, or both halves, whatever. It went there. It sat in the parking lot for most of the night. The person within came out of the back portion of it, left the vehicle there, but never took out the body. Nobody came out to get a body. And then when the vehicle left, it left at 6 a.m. on the dot on its own. So the body might have still been in there. However,
I gotta come in real quick. You actually did have the camera footage from the front of the ER. The body was dropped off with the ER. That's where it was pronounced dead.
oh,
I'm sorry. If I did I make that clear? Yes. So when you watched it, it came into the thing to park, but it had stopped ER front, dropped the body, and then come to park.
Okay. My bad. Retcon what I just said. So yes, dropped off the body, but then otherwise everything else still stands. And when the person came out the back, the footage wasn't too clear on what they looked like. Just tall, maybe masculine. I don't actually know. There was no real indicators, and it was picked up by the taxi, like an LA taxi. So
All right. But there was a figure you saw,
yes, there was a person.
and just the one.
Mhm.
Well, even that's
Single-
data then.
Yes, singular person. Now, it could, like, again, this is why I am wondering, is this civilian doing all this, or if this is a person within these institutions, only because if one person doing all this feels a little, I don't know, like
A lot.
complicated, yes, like a lot, like it shouldn't be, like perhaps there is a group, there is multiple people involved, maybe they have different jobs, sort of like Shadowrunners. We all have our thing that we are good at, so perhaps this person is just in charge of dropping off bodies.
Gonna say though, like, I don't know how to say this and not sound like a psycho killer, but one victim a week ain't that much. It ain't that much. A week is a long time. A lot can happen in a week.
What if it's like a body hopper? Like a spirit or something can possess people. That would be multiple people in multiple locations, but still one person doing everything.
That is a possibility.
Didn't we kind of know someone like that?
What? Why? Okay, I'm not even gonna ask why you guys know something like that. It's just
No, we knew that was AI robot stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, Yes, he was doing that, but he was not jumping into people. He was jumping into
To
robots.
machines, yeah.
Into machines.
E-boy or something like that. What was
Empty
his name?
boy.
The empty boy.
Empty boy.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
it.
So
Yeah.
there are certain spirits that will inhabit people. Usually with not great results.
And I feel like, I mean, the astral miasma makes it kind of hard to know for sure, but I feel like we'd be seeing some kind of trace of that if that was.
Well, we haven't seen these. Well, you guys saw the body at the precinct, and all that was there was that
The
miasma. Yes.
the most
Wasn't
famous type of spirit of that sort are insect spirits.
Yeah.
Oh joy.
the other thing we should probably keep track of is that we know there was a spirit driving a fucking trash truck.
Mhm.
So it could just be
That's
a
why I was
spirit
asking.
driving vehicles, doing what it wants.
Very much why I was asking.
But also, I haven't smelled insect spirits this whole time, and I definitely would.
Right. So we can at least check off not insect spirit. You would have been able to sense that.
Yeah, this ain't their MO.
No.
Okay.
No, I
What's
think
a spirit smell like?
it depends on the spirit.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Though
Yeah,
I
I
do.
could-
There are also like voodoo traditions and a couple others where spirit literally takes over. But normally that's a magician. And
Also, if it was a spirit doing things, would we have seen the screwed up rune on the body? Like, if a spirit's gonna do magic, it's gonna do magic right, ain't it?
I mean, here's the
Uh,
thing: if it's got,
well, the
I
thing
don't
is,
know.
it's blood magic. Spirits don't necessarily know blood magic.
I mean, the spirits that do know blood magic, and that's my point.
Mhm.
If a spirit's
Well-
doing blood magic, it's probably a blood spirit. Otherwise, what's it doing?
What were you going to say, Anxiety?
I mean, a lot of medical stuff is partially automated these days. If it's taking the ambulances with like auto docs and shit in the back, it could scribble on somebody. Maybe, I don't know.
If it was, yes, that is possible. But to Mojave's point, it would have done it right. And what we have seen with these runes is that they are not done correctly. It is like a novice and a
No,
spirit.
I'm thinking, looking
I
at
don't-
some kind of mortal magician, and I think they're connected to. They're on somebody's payroll here. Not necessarily for the murders. That's not what I'm. But they are an employee of the hospital, a maiden of the police force. There's somebody with business who ain't gonna raise eyebrows driving a box that looks like an ambulance.
It gives them access to these materials as well, if they are someone who works within these institutions.
And I think our goal ought to be narrowing down which institution we got to look at, and then once we found that, we can narrow down the people we're looking at.
Look, who would have most access to not just these vehicles but medical things and whatever else? It would be somebody that worked within a hospital. And it doesn't have to necessarily be a doctor. It could be a EMT, it could be just a nurse there or whatever, still you would still have access to all these things, but perhaps not so high on the totem pole that people would keep track of what you are doing.
Could be a coroner.
Yeah.
Would give them unlimited access to body. But then here's the thing. No, that still works. It's just, if you're a coroner, you wouldn't have to go searching for bodies. Bodies come in all the time.
Well, that's the thing. They ain't looking for just anybody. They've been hunting down specific people. When I was looking at that body in the astral, it looked to me like the bits that was missing. I got Talus Leggin vibes. I got reagent hunting vibes, because there's bits where the energy collects. Right, that's what reagents are. It's an object upon which the energy collects. A lot of the time that's like, a little rock or like the right kind of plant or whatever, but sometimes it's bits of living tissue. You get your people out there poaching the Mojave, trying to cut up the hoop snakes to see what makes them tick and then use that for their spells. I I would not be shocked if that's why these organs were missing, if that's why these bits and bobs were cut off these people.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
And if that's the case, there wouldn't just be any body, as they're looking for the magic.
Right. So that would mean that they would need.
Looking at shifters, looking at elves, looking at umbral elves, looking at people who, for whatever reason, seem more inclined to magic, even if that may or may not be the case.
Right.
And it's not that every body's missing the same bits, right?
No.
No, each
So-
victim has a different thing, but there are repeating bits missing.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, what are the odds that it's... How do I phrase this? What are the odds that it's like poaching? Like there's
yeah.
That's
there's like
what
a
Mohamed's
market. So is there like a market for this? Should we try to buy some of this shit?
Could
That
be.
is what
I mean-
Mojave is suggesting.
That's what Talus. So you get your Talus leggers and your Talus mongers. Your Talus mongers are doing it legit. Your Talus leggers are
Not.
they're in the shadows of the shadows.
Do we try to find a legger?
Let me see what rumors I can find.
Yeah.
Might not be a bad idea. 'Cause I
Yeah.
Oh.
Softy, I would like to check out some rumors.
I would like to do
Um,
the same thing but more shitty.
Um,
So
is
this is
is this something that I would be looking at, like using my jack point to try to find?
yes. Your specific rumor skill was switched out when you gained access to Jack Point. You now have access to their records, including ones where they will show you websites that are only Shadowrunner and are very, very below on the Matrix.
Oh,
Their own
shit.
grid.
Cool. So
Now, if Anxiety wants to roll rumors, that's things he's just straight up heard on the street.
wonderful.
I'll try, dog. It's not a great pool.
So
Quick glitch, please.
Two for some reason.
cool. So I'm going to look at Jack Point for a 5.
Hey.
You guys
good.
see her her pupils expand, and she starts doing that little twitch thing with her fingers as she's basically scrolling through this deep matrix.
Anxiety. You've heard a lot of things on the streets. Most of them very bad words for your people. That's about all you got.
Amazing.
Through the Jack Point service, you are able to kind of slide in. You're checking, like, okay, Talismongers, Talislingers, Talismans, and, basically people who are marketed out. You switched over to LA. You're going through. There are at least known, like well known. There are 2 active named Talislagers in LA that are somehow not grabbed by anyone yet. They move constantly.
yes.
You have to get in touch with them, and it's a lot of difficulty. You have to prove that you're not there with the cops or with an angry Shadowrunner or with anyone who just wouldn't.
Your local eco-terrorist group.
Your local eco-terrorist group, because oh dear God, the things they're selling. But you do find their little dumb things where they're showing what they're selling, and oh, lo and behold, one of them has some very interesting items for sale. There are organs from various individuals. They're even labeled that they're from humans. Some of them are from, or supposedly are the heart of a child is in there somewhere.
Jesus.
And of course, it says heart of a child and then ethically sourced. Continuing down the list, you will find at the bottom
Yes.
the veins of an adept. On order is the way it's put. It's not there, it's on order. Like upon order. It's
Yes.
specifically the veins of an adept.
Jesus Christ. Okay. That one Umbral elf. Oh shit. She says out loud.
Exactly.
Okay. Anything else?
No, basically this just seems like a black market organ donor dude. That's
Okay.
most of his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's some animals on there that you're pretty sure are probably endangered, and some that any cursory search on the internet says that they should be extinct, but oh well,
Mm-hmm.
maybe they really are now.
And this is for both sites or just one?
This is just the one dude. The other guy, there's not a lot of organs there. A lot of it seems like... His seems more like he is selling items that really should never have left their country of origin. And are definitely taken from mages who almost certainly would not have wanted to give away such artifacts. Also, he has warnings that they may or may not be haunted by evil spirits.
He sells cursed items. Amazing. Cool. Global. Okay.
And I will, if you want this for information. Organ Man's name is Witch of the Woods.
Motherfucker.
Named himself
She
Witch of
says
the
out
Woods.
loud.
And then the cursed items seller goes by Baba Yaga.
Of course.
Those names are definitely cooler than the Hamburglar.
Jesus Christ.
And there, deep at the bottom, is another Teleslager named the Hamburglar.
Hamstring burglar.
I hate it.
Hamstring burglar.
I hate it very much, actually. Right. There are multiple angry faces that that Morningstar makes as she's like looking through this list, especially when she sees the heart of a child. Ethically or unethically sourced. That still
Ethically
pisses her
sourced.
off. Yeah, regardless, it pisses her the fuck off. Cool. But she says, right, so one of them sells cursed items from mages from around the world. The other, though, it is a lot of organs, including veins of an adept. Gotten upon order. This was very specific. So.
That might be a lead worth following up on.
This man or person named themselves Witch of the Woods. Cursed item person is Baba Yaga. So.
Yeah, cursed items. I don't know if that. Don't know how relevant that is to this case at the moment. But the them organs, if it ain't connected, it's close enough. We might find a connection. And even if it ain't, you know, that's somebody who I doubt many people would miss.
They're selling organs of children.
That sounds like something Baba Yaga would do.
No, this is the witch, the witch, not Baba
The witch.
Yaga.
Yeah, the Witch of the Woods is the one who's doing
Though
this.
it does sound like something that, like, yeah.
Yes, I do not think anyone will miss this particular individual. They seem to have a process. Clearly, they're not trying to get caught. So, if we do this, you have to essentially set up an appointment. They create a meeting spot, but there are several layers of proof that you are not someone who will take us out.
And there's no knowing that there's no knowing what kind of defenses they might have in place against getting taken out, because you don't go around selling organs, you know, without expecting people to say stuff, especially not if them's a heart of a child.
Right. So there's
Although-
a lead.
There's also you said there was the claim ethically sourced. Now, if you know what light that just pinged in my brain, if that ain't just hot air, where would you ethically source something like that? Hospital, coroner, and if somebody in that industry is trading with a back alley Teleslager, I think that's something that we might want to know.
Wasn't one of the victims a child with the grandma or something?
Yeah.
It was a teenager.
A 15-year-old
Yes.
boy.
That count as a child for organ sellers? I don't know. That's not my industry.
Possibly. The
Essentially.
particular sale does not state the age of the individual, and it is for sale. It is not upon request. This is an
Right.
object they have currently in their stock.
Was the kid's body missing a heart?
I think it was.
Okay, so let's go back organ dealer.
Right. It's strange though. The veins of an adept. There was a victim who was an adept, or at least as far as I understand, they had what do you call it? A focus of some kind. This was one of the Umbral Elf victims.
Somebody seemed magically inclined.
Yes, I say they were an adept because one magically
There
inclined.
there was one with their veins like around the aorta
Yeah.
and heart. Yeah, no, this is
From the list of organs that were missing, it was bits of a brain, flesh, eyes, liver, veins,
Heart.
and the heart.
I mean, whether or
So-
not the heart in question is from one of these victims, I think this is somebody we got some questions.
Right.
You
So,
could set up like a sting, right? Maybe one of us, like Shell or something like that, could put in a request for like Nartaki arms or something like that, and then
Oddly
like
specific.
yeah,
right, because, right.
yeah,
Well,
or like Umbral elf ears or something like that, right?
Jesus.
Like something not
Christ.
common.
Uh-huh.
And then we have two chances to catch them. One, they come after one of us because we fit the description, or two, they try to sell it to one of us because we put it in order.
I am gonna say we do not know if this is our guy, because the thing is that we are overdue for a murder. It has been roughly a murder a week. The last murder was about a week ago, and I don't know how that lines up with the Talos Ligan business model. We need to look into it. We need to see maybe
At the
they,
very
a
least,
client,
we
a
need to-
dealer, either way, there's got to be some kind of connection here because this is just too convenient. But let's not get too
Vested in this one line.
yeah.
So
they
way-
have the body parts. They would know. They'd have to know something.
So the
Yes.
only one that they don't have is the veins, because that one is left as upon order. So someone bought that because we have a victim who does not have their veins, but this particular Taos dealer here.
Well, again, we don't know if the killer. We do. It's got to be connected in some respect. I have a hard time believing it ain't, but we do not know in what respect.
Right, which is why I'm saying that with this person, everything else, right, they still have all these organs, including the heart, they still have this. The thing they don't have anymore is the veins. So what I am saying is that it looks as if that was sold. The veins were
Possibly.
sold.
That
But
is
it
a
is something they
possibility.
believe they can get.
That is a possibility. It's also possible that somebody has expressed interest and they have never had it in stock. We don't know.
Perhaps. Either
Are
way,
you
we will
able
have
to
to.
tell what race the parts like? Is it listed in the information? What race the parts that they have in stock came from?
Is that
The
information
race-
available to me?
The metatype is listed. It is mostly human, with very few, including the heart. It is a human. There are some down the line where there's no pictures anymore, but one of them is stated as a spine, and you see that it says Naga after it.
Oh,
They are selling the spine of a Naga somewhere down the line there. But a lot of it's human, with very rare moments of unelf, unorc, some really weird metasapients like a Naga. There's a Sasquatch in there. It looks like the arms of a Sasquatch.
There's a brief moment when she sees the spine of a Naga where you see her face that looks very much, human, go Naga, and her, She like hisses out, her mouth opens, her fangs drop down, and the bones that are the bone plating down here kind of split a little bit. She is furious. But to answer Shahan's question, she says, yes, it does state the metatypes. They have everything, but most of these organs seem to have been taken from humans, including the heart. So,
And
Humans
not
most populous,
one.
easiest to pop.
And there are metavariants on there. There actually is the womb of a dryad on that list. But there's no Umbral Elf. Not one item from there is from an Umbral Elf.
okay.
But they do have a metavariant of an elf there with the dryad.
Yeah,
So he does clarify.
Just
Yeah,
out of curiosity, how? Not like I don't need exact numbers, but how prohibitively expensive are these things?
Ooh, we're talking the cheapest thing on the list are some skulls, like cleaned skulls, and those are still hitting about
So it starts
20
at oof and only gets worse.
yeah, about 20 grand, and those are small skulls. The more organ-like the organs actually get, and the weirder the species, jumps up the price. That spine of a naga is about 500,000 new yen.
So it's also possible that our novice whatever, if you can't afford it, you make it. Because that is the other thing here is if
she is going to send you all the list of things, and when she sees the womb of a dryad, she almost like her pigmentation is still there, but it's almost like she pales out, and she gets up, goes to the kitchen sink, and just vomits into the sink. The amount of nonsense that she has seen on here disturbs her to such a deep level. She is shaking. But you guys will see all the information that was just talked about, the prices, the metatypes, all of the meta variants, everything there. So none of the information is hidden from you, but you all see it, and she's gonna have a moment to be disturbed. Not one of those victims are umbral elves, but as you can see, they're not above doing so should they need to. At the very least, if we meet up with this
a person with this collection, they ain't new to the game. They've been in the business long enough to amass this collection, or at least the connections that would get it to them. You don't last that long in them deep shadows without getting good at your job. I think
they will have information.
They will have information, but I think that the killer we're looking for is a bit sloppier than everything we've seen here suggests.
What I think we should do if we meet this person, to drink her drink, this is a person we will have to get information from. If they, at the very least, you don't run a business like this without knowing who else is on your turf, or at least having some information about it.
Hey, Scales, how hard would it be to get some sort of, I don't know, transaction history, any sort of messages back and forth?
I don't think it will be difficult either way. I needed a doorway. If I can get into contact with this person, I can push it further to get into their things, but I need to establish initial contact.
Yeah. Just thinking aloud.
So the question is that what we would like to do? Would we like to dig deeper, make connection with this person, and perhaps open up lines of communication?
It's a lead to follow, but we do gotta be real cautious, because you don't get that kind of collection without having some connections. And you know how I feel about walking in blind.
If you're gonna pick someone to talk to them, don't send me. I'm gonna kill them.
I know. And that is all she says to him. But she like holds contact with his eyes when she says, I know. So, Softy, because I'm already on the fucking site. I imagine sites like this, they have like open chatter somewhere, you know what I'm saying, of like gross people looking into this.
It's a forum section.
Yes. Within this forum section, I am essentially looking up keywords here, right? And the keywords being the organs that we know have been taken from these bodies, and specifically Shifter, Umbral Elf. So this is very much just looking through.
An ungodly amount of immediate answers, mostly because that's pretty common. But you quickly kind of scroll past, and you're surprised for what this website is for.
Mm-hmm.
You find that there are rules on the forum. A very strange amount of decorum rules, actually.
Okay.
How not to get got by censors and killed by God.
Yes, as well as some weird ones. There's obviously no real names, no this, no that, hide this, or be aware of this, always go through that. But then there's also no cursing. There are ban records of people who got banned because they said the F word. There are ban records of people who used a slur. There are ban records of people who proceeded to involve themselves in threatening conversations where two members of the forum were threatening each other, and then they were banned by the administrators.
The Mormon church is behind this.
Okay.
It is interesting, and there is a single user on here that constantly shows up. They are not recorded as an administrator. They are not recorded as the one being a moderator. They're just there, and they're always there during a banning, and you'll see their name is Witch of the Woods. And the answers are always some form of, I'm always watching, or mind your manners, be nice. What was the other one? Oh yeah. Talk like you're in your grandmom's house.
What the fuck?
It's my parents' landlord.
Stop. Stop immediately.
Imagine if I made that the Witch of the Woods. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
The soupest people.
The soupest people. But no, it's a very odd behavior from the Witch of the Woods. The rest of the moderators is like, you see there's about 37 of them. Basically, there's about that many. You think that might have been... Whether some people have been inactive or not, it's hard to tell, but you see 37 separate names that show up as moderators. Big forum. Other than that, most of it's just conversations of specific spells and specific magic. And then there are sections that are literally just dedicated to discussions of ethical harvesting.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Oh, also, a banned term is Talislegger. That is a banned term on this forum. Talismonger isn't, but Talislegger is.
Okay.
Is Manaman Mangal banned?
Is the one banned?
Funnily enough, the term is not, and in fact, there is some records of people asking for the organs of a Manananggal, the actual demon creature, the actual creature.
Wild.
Well,
okay.
So if their version of ethical is already deceased, that could be part of like the gimmick, but how they get... I mean, if you've got a high demand for that, you could just have someone else creating the bodies you're ethically harvesting from, making it unethical in the process, but you can still then sell it as ethical.
Oh, correct. It actually says that their definition of ethical is not emotionally or magically charged.
Because there is the thing with Talus leg and Talus harvest and whatever, the state of the creature if you're hunting it down. I hear tell that some Talus mongers will go out there and basically like fist fight these critters because that's the only way to make sure they don't get their aura screwed up by like technology or whatever emotions. Because the charge matters when you're talking reagents.
I'm gonna be fucking sick. She just kind of like.
I mean, it's a lot of reagents. You're talking about like rocks. You're talking wildlife, like hunting. But this, I mean, it's no different than them scavengers who will bop you over the head to steal your cyber eyes or your artificial kidney.
Yeah.
That's a business too. That's the way of the world these days.
Okay. The Witch of the Woods has created some weird rules in this. You have your general keep things quiet and hidden, but no cursing or using slurs, no threatening messages to each other. There are people who have been banned for all kinds of. Someone used the F word and got banned.
I imagine they want to keep their business some sense of legit.
I guess. Talk like it's your grandmother's house, is what it says here.
Eyebrow goes up in mobster.
Right, and she spouts all the things that Witch of the Woods has apparently said in this forum. It's weird in this bitch. I mean, it was weird already, but now it's weirder. So there's that. One of the band's terms is Talus Legger, not Talus Monger though, which is strange because aren't they sort of the same?
No, Talus Mongers is the one who does it legit. Talus Leggers are the poachers.
Oh, I see.
Like think bootlegger and
Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, your Talus Leggers are the one hunting down unicorns or and selling off their horns, even though the things are anyway.
Yes. Okay.
Smuggling,
So, if we come back to it, do you want me to establish contact? It's the only way we're going to find out where they are.
I think we established contact, but we cannot presume we're going to be able to take down this Witch of the Woods. We cannot presume we're going to be able to handle that without potentially compromising the serial killer thing.
Right, so...
Okay. We're going for information, we're going for recon. There is a very good chance that the serial killer, maybe they've been buying, maybe they've been selling, maybe they've been stepping on toes. And if they've been stepping on toes, the Witch of the Woods here could be an asset that we got to get information out of, so we cannot afford to tick them off until we know what we're doing, until we know what we're dealing with.
There is an Ask section, Morningstar. Would you like to send a message to the Ask section?
Yes. What would you guys like me to say here? Is this I'm putting in an order for something? Like, what am I doing here? I'd like to know before I
mean, if we was putting in an order, we wouldn't be doing that from the Ask section. We could be, maybe something, cook up some question about quality, about that ethical sourcing, some sort of concern about contamination that would tell us about their processes, about their...
Okay.
How much for one heart of a Witch of a Wood?
Instantly.
Instantly banned. The whole site goes down.
Ask for their vetting process for buyers.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's probably the better question to ask instead of asking about processes first.
Well, no. I mean, like, if we seem like an interested buyer, asking about the quality of their specimens and the hoops we gotta jump through as buyers, that can tell us a bit about more than we're just putting on the paper,
Okay. She is going to create a little message, using all of the rules. But also, like, she's also keeping herself hidden while she's doing this. But she is going to ask both about the quality of their specimens, to use Mojave's word, and then also what is, what is the vetting process in order to be taken seriously as a buyer.
All right. You hit send. That message has been sent out. And now you are waiting for your response from the Witch of the Woods for a bit.
I've sent it out. It'll take a little while for them to get back to me.
All right. Well, that's a lead to follow up on, and we're following up on it. Good. Feels like progress. Now I think that sends us back to figuring out, narrowing down the fact that the ambulance dropped the body, turned right back around and picked it up.
Yep. Something went wrong, perhaps?
The call came in. The body was found before they expected it, I'm thinking. Dropped off the body thinking it'd be easy breezy. Call comes in, oh no, we got a body reported. If they're inside, or turn around, pick it up, drop it off at the hospital, pretend they never saw it to begin with, or weren't there initially, didn't drop it off is what I'm trying to say.
Right, but actually, confirmation from you, Softy. The body that was re-picked up after being dropped off, was it discovered by who discovered the body that we would have that information?
I don't remember that information. It was called into the police by a bystander.
And then the police got there and the space was empty?
Well, it was called 911 because they were still alive. The person found a maimed living person. They called 911, and the signal went out to the nearest vehicle to get an emergency call.
And we know it was a 5-minute turnaround because our buddy Ralph
That's right.
was on spirit drugs and saw it.
Yes. Okay. They had just dropped it off. Bystanders saw it. Saw the person was still alive. Called in 911. They turned back around, grabbed the body, brought it to the hospital. The person died when they got there. Then they waited in their vehicle until, later, several hours later, then were picked up by a taxi. At 6 a.m., that vehicle left to return back to where it needed to go.
And one way or the other, it's somebody who could drop off a body like that and not raise eyebrows from the folks picking it up.
Okay, I have the records of the coroners that work at that hospital, correct, Softy?
I'm correct. In the hospital, you got gate control, and you got gate control, and you got a dog. You got the cameras. It was the employees at the police station you had access to.
Yeah.
So you had the coroners from the police station.
Okay.
Which there's only
what are the
3 who work there from the coroner's office.
Okay, so I have the names of 3 coroners from the police station. I do not have the names yet of the coroners that work at the hospital, but I'm sure I can find them public information. And then there are, was it 2 coroners? Because I believe it was the detective that said there's 2 coroners that work at a coroner's office in West Covina, right?
Your signal is breaking up. I heard most of that, but I would like to alert you that your signal is breaking up.
Oh no. I don't know what to do about that. There is a storm rolling in, so...
That's probably what's causing it, but it's okay. I could still understand what's being said. We'll just work with that.
Thank you.
The storm can suck it. I say
Yes.
as I look up, and I'm definitely about to get hit with it probably soon as well.
I'm going to fist fight the sky!
Yeah!
Yes!
So, the detective is correct. There are technically 2 coroners who work at the police office normally. there is a third person working as a coroner and is counted under the coroner's office because that is where the forensic thaumaturgist comes from.
Oh.
So he is not a
I
coroner,
see.
but he is a coroner office member who would work on specific cases he is assigned to involve himself in. So, Venti is that third person who's on the coroner's list.
Oh,
So you have
okay.
Venti, Grande, and Tall.
Right.
I have every urge to truly call the other two Grande and Tall.
The okay. All right. So I don't know yet the ones from the hospital, but Venti is the one from the coroner's office, who is working on the case with Detective Barnes, and then 2 official coroners that work at the police office. So those are 3 that I know of. There are, of course, ones at the hospital that would have to be looked into, but that's what we're looking at as far as that goes.
I believe I asked for Barnes to send us whatever he can dig up Venti's reports to see how he's telling that story, because all this nonsense magic, it's his job to... That rune there?
Mm-hmm. He is new, Venti is green, right? And because of that, he will have something to prove.
You have employment records? He's been there for 4 years.
At the coroner's office for 4 years?
Yes. And technically at the police station as well, as he came in as a consultant in general.
Right.
So, but yes, he's been there for 4 years, which comparatively to almost everyone else at that station, yeah, he's pretty fucking new.
Yeah, he's only been here for 4 years, so.
In the past, has he ever worked as a mortuary's assistant?
Likely. Likely.
You know,
he has.
we don't have unfortunately, don't have his private records from his time at least not yet, his time at New Orleans, but who knows? Who knows what he did when he was in New Orleans?
If he's ever worked as a mortuary assistant, or maybe at a morgue, maybe he got possessed.
Maybe he got possessed.
And now it's a spirit pretending to be a person.
That's crazy, Jason.
I
It's not crazy at all. It's not crazy at all. I see what you're doing, Rascavian.
Well,
The ghoul miasma does make it kind of hard to say definitively, but I feel like we'd have seen if that was the case.
What were you going to say?
So we're all right. I feel like we've speculated for the last hour and a half. But what's like an actionable thing we can do right now? That's not just talking for another hour and a half about what it could be.
Eyes on the street, we're overdue another one.
I honestly, those bodies is one, but that's surrounded by guards, and you and the group have made several points as to why it's not good to just run in there and do that. So
yeah.
I say mostly we're waiting for Witch of the Woods to get back. We're waiting for Barnes to get back, and in the meantime, I think we're overdue for another death.
Or
that's been the MO.
It's either that or the death is done. It just hasn't been found yet.
Either way, we're overdue, and if we can find it before anybody else walks all over the site, wouldn't be a bad idea.
So, question: have we gotten in contact with Torpor yet?
No,
that's
I still
the
have
other
to go
thing.
see him. Okay, so here's the thing. I have to go see Torpor. I will go do that while waiting for all this information, and we'll let you all know what
I'll go
I
with you.
find.
All
Okay,
right.
yeah.
I'm gonna head over to my parents'
otherwise-
place.
Yeah.
Yes, I think perhaps some eyes and ears open around the city, you know. I don't want to find another body, but
Make sure it ain't you.
if we find another body, we want eyes on it before anyone else gets to it.
And legit, we don't know, because we don't know who they are or what they're doing or how they're doing it. You know, watch your back, etc., etc. You know.
Yeah.
Or go in groups of 3.
Yeah.
I am. I'm going to keep an eye on this site, see if any orders come in, any buyers, anything like that happens.
Oh, the neighbor's dog is pissed.
Yeah, they're not really happy. Right.
I am so sorry.
No, please don't say sorry. You're fine.
I'll peek out the window on that side of the house and see if the dog is witnessing a murder. Of course it's
The dog
not,
is
so then I'll
not. The
return.
dog's not witnessing a murder, but he is chasing a cat.
Oh, there you go.
That's fucked.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
What is it, a cat?
I will see. Thorper. Mojave, you will go with me.
Yeah. I got some question to ask him too, since we're in the neighborhood.
Right. The rest of you
All
stay
right.
safe. Keep your comms on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Head outside to my bike.
Shellhound,
Yeah.
you okay?
I'll be better when someone's dead.
I understand. Do you want to stay here with the others, or?
I guess I'll come with, so that way I'm doing something and not just sitting around.
Okay, come on
That's
then.
alright.
Yeah. Yeah. So the three of us will go to see Torpor.
And Anxiety is headed off on his own over to Freak Show Row.
Yeah, he's got a couple places he wants to go to.
I wish he wasn't alone, but that's fine.
Maybe he
course.
could take a shark friend.
Oh, right, if we're gonna head that way, could you turn this off, Cloudy?
Oh, he still looks like
Oh, yeah.
a
Just
tree.
snap. Shelly now looks like himself properly.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Maybe send Finn with him. You're muted.
Motherfucker. But anxiety. Did you want a fishy friend along just in case?
I don't want Finn watching me shit later, no.
Finn just makes the most quizzical noise in the corner, like, huh?
He's like,
I'm good, thank you. Plus, Finn's really
Alternative-
fast, so if anything crazy happens, you'll hear me go in the sub vocals, and then
Oh my god!
Well, I'll hear it in the sub vocals, and I'll try and
Yeah.
have him chase you down.
Yeah,
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
yeah, I think it'll be fine.
Yikes.
But if there's a big fucking looming shark following me, it's just another reason to not receive interaction.
You'd be
So no,
walking a dog. Yeah,
I-
that'll look like a shark.
I will be going by myself, but thank you.
Did you see his trick? Did you see his trick that he can look like a hat now?
That too.
Neat.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Watch your back.
See.
Drive off on my bike.
So,
So,
Morningstar's physically restraining, showing that she's having an actual anxiety attack, but it's fine.
Having what?
Nothing, doesn't matter.
who else wants to drive separately, and who wants to drive in the party wagon?
Oh yeah,
I
you've
would-
been.
oh yeah, the fully revealed party wagon.
I would like to see the party wagon, yes.
Right.
Okay, so Jay would have it parked out front, and
Holy shit.
when when he takes everyone outside, it would just look like this crazy, like armored stretch roadmaster with these like retractable rotors.
Oh my god.
Oh,
They like fold up and they line up against the side, so it just kind of they just gently sticks out.
we are never gonna be covert again.
You know,
And then you
when,
can
on the
activate
border.
chameleon skin.
when a spirit says you can have anything you want, and you wish for a VTOL, and that spirit gives you a action figure VTOL, it inspires you to build your own VTOL.
Yeah. Holy Holy shit.
And,
Jay.
and in case we need to blend in,
Is
on the
Jay crashing
streets.
out?
Right,
Has been
if it-
has been crashing out since he got shot.
Okay, so chameleon skin, you turn it on.
yeah, I turn on the chameleon skin,
Mhm.
and it changes it to like it parts of the giant armored vehicle sort of reflect the roadway going invisible a little bit. Then a lot of it just like turns to look like a giant Winnebago. So,
Oh wow.
Don't get
Holy
me wrong.
shit.
I am impressed.
This is amazing, Jay. Holy shit.
yeah,
Well worth the lack of sleep. Okay.
The Winnebago.
Wow. She's gonna fucking peek in the doors and
it's
start
the
like,
party wagon.
it's amazing in here. She's like inside of the party wagon looking at all the new stuff.
Yeah, and you hear that?
No.
Exactly.
Holy
It's
shit.
got mirror material to help keep out external signals.
Huh. Interesting.
I'm looking at the firewall. How are we doing?
That does mean you might have to open a door or a window if you want to get out. But
Right. Right. Okay. This is incredible, Jay. You did a
Yeah.
great job.
we've
Holy
got
shit.
we've got a little medical unit in here, a workshop, a missile launcher. You guys want to see the missile launcher?
A
got a
missile
what?
launcher. Oh my god. Yes, I would like to see it.
So Jay will like deploy the Thunderstruck is on a turret, but the missile launcher is just mounted.
This is crazy. Oh my god.
You know, your dossier suddenly checks out.
It's he is a savant, okay? He's a genius. Look at this. She's like peeking at all the little intricacies of the party wagon. Just truly, like, genuinely impressed with all the work that Jay put in. And she comes out and she'll give Jay a tight hug and
Yeah.
say, "This is amazing. You are amazing."
And it's going green too. Those turtle shell looking things aren't just for looks; they're solar cells. So this thing's partially solar powered.
Dang.
Okay. You thought of everything. Holy shit.
Everything.
Wow. She's still looking at the missile launcher like, we could
I
level
can't
the
wait
city
to
with
shoot
this."
it. You just let me know who needs a missile.
The
I
way
can shoot two at once.
there's like the ghost of what Naga are appearing on Morningstar's face, like, maybe I will be an eco-terrorist.
So, do we want to
Maybe it's
drive
time.
or fly?
Let's not go
Drive.
suddenly appearing in airspace. I feel like people would notice.
I think there will be a time for this, certainly, where we will have to fly, especially because there's no way they're going to let us across borders with this thing. But,
All right, we will go as a Winnebago.
right, but
Yeah, last
For
thing we need
now.
is to get shot down because
right, because there's a Winnebago in the sky. Yeah.
we're freaking end up crashing into Labe or gosh.
But this is great. So from now, going to Thorpers, we'll just drive, because Thorper doesn't live that far anyway. But this is incredibly impressive. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I like the idea too if there's like a special seat for the mech, you know. But yeah,
The
once
thing
we
is, when the
we
time comes, we have a technomancer who can spoof whatever clearances we need to take off and then land without getting arrested. Last thing we need is to get taken down for a speeding ticket.
I think we're gonna be just fine. But yeah, we're gonna get into the party wagon and head over to Torpers.
So you all get the party wagon and you head off. But first, anxiety.
No.
You get on your bike, and you are traveling around just a quick couple curves back to Traverse Street, which is the new Freak Show row, where your parents' house is.
Well, he's heading to his apartment first.
Ah, and your apartment was... Do you know where it would be?
Tell you. Yeah, let me recall the thing that came up one time 7 months ago.
It was probably... I assume it was probably
I have no earthly
in
idea.
Covina.
Dog.
It was almost certainly either in Covina or on the old Freak Show row.
It was like a budget apartment. It was wherever is like, if there's no toilet, I'm just shitting on a hole in the floor. But I'm paying rent somehow, so...
I believe he was on Grendel Street.
All right, so you were on Grendel. It's, you know what, you're near the front. There are, the houses are there. They still have power. If you go any farther than the road kind of splits open and turns into a cavern. But hey, it's fine.
Does my rent get cheaper?
No,
it didn't, did it? Oh, yeah, I didn't think so.
No. This is LA. No.
Yeah. If anything, it went up.
If anything, the streets are cleaner now.
Okay. Yeah. He's headed to his apartment.
All right, you head off to your apartment. You don't see a lot of people out right now. At least once you enter a certain area, it seems like a lot of people are either, if you do see them, they're in large groups or just no one at all.
Sure. As I am traveling, I am sensing the general area for individuals who see me and go, organs.
Roll me a sensing.
Money.
Looking around for people to look at you and turn into Mr. Krabs.
Yeah, kind of.
No one... Are you wearing your helmet?
No, specifically trying to get
Okay.
an interaction.
You are noticed by...
You ever been fly fishing, Softy?
Yes, I have.
I'm the fly.
You're the fly. You are noticed by a pair of officers, but they kind of just decide it's not worth it. They seemingly they've met their quota.
Oh, okay.
But they think about it for a second.
Yeah, okay.
Once you pass by a few other people, it's just sort of the same of like, oh, motorcycle. There's an umbrella elf that's actually sat up on his stoop. He like sees you for a moment, like maybe he recognizes you, but he doesn't know, and you're kind of gone too fast. But he's just on his stoop.
Porch kid's afraid to leave his porch.
Oh yeah, porch kid's afraid to leave his porch. But there's a serial
Stoop
killer
kid,
out
sorry.
here.
That's
Stoop
true.
kid.
Yeah, there is.
But no one notices you immediately as you get around to your apartment.
Perfect. Park the bike up outside. Activate the anti-theft. So good luck. That shit will tase your nuts. P.S.
Of course.
Head inside with my keys.
As you enter into your building, most of the first floor apartments are gone. The second floor is still running, but the first floor has kind of been decimated. But the central area that you enter into, which is mostly just a staircase, but also has like the mailboxes on the wall. A lot of them are broken. You're lucky if your mail is still there. But in this room, there are two gentlemen who stand out because they are two humans in decent athletic gear. Like fairly new athletic gear, if anything. Not a lot of scuffs, not a lot of dirt. They're kind of huddled in the corner with maybe... Well, it's kind of weird to have a jacket over a hoodie in LA's heat. Even winter, it don't get that cold. But these two are just sitting in the corner, and I'll let your sensing stand as you pass by. They look at you, and they're measuring you up in some manner. They're curious. Their emotional state is antsy.
Okay. All right. Well, being antsy is not a crime. If it was, Scales would be serving 10 to 12. So I'm gonna head up to my apartment.
All right. Anything you're gonna do here specifically?
Yes, specifically. There's no food. He threw it all away or he gave it to his neighbors before he left because he didn't have a lot to begin with. There's not a lot here he cares about, but there is a single house plant that calls to him that he needs to check on. It is an individual that shares many qualities of him. It is a small cactus. He has to water twice a year, and he gives it the tiniest little spurt. And then it's good for forever because it's a micro cactus.
Cactus is thriving.
Yes, perfect. Perfect. He adjusts where it is on the windowsill, dusts it off.
It has grown about 2 millimeters.
What a little guy. What a little guy,
I love it.
He makes sure the windowsill is all neat and pretty for it. He dusts it off. He kind of goes through and just cleans the place up in general. Because when you're gone for this long, your shit starts to look like it's abandoned.
Although,
it's just,
admittedly, you were expecting this place to be dirtier because for you it was such a much more long time. It's only been 2 weeks for everything else. So it's there's a thin layer, but it's doesn't really seem like you've been gone that long, at least the way the apartment seems.
Certainly. Stop by real quick, pay his rent. He does want to come back here eventually. And even if not, he doesn't want to get evicted. So
Rent,
what happened to his
are...
what would happen to his prickly child if he got evicted?
Right? Rent payments are basically put on this. It's like a combination of a safe and a Dropbox, where there is a code on the outside. You type in the code and lets you pull the drawer out. You pop basically a tiny cred stick in with the amount it needs, and you shut the drawer so it falls down into the area. You shut the door.
Yeah.
You've never met your landlord.
Sure.
You don't know if he leaves that room. You hear someone in there, but you do not know if he has ever left.
Hey, you know what? I respect it. People are out here killing people for looking different, so get that taken care of. Lock my apartment back up after changing the bed sheets because there's, you guys should change your sheets more. I'm just letting everyone in the audience know. You should change your sheets more. Treat yourself. We're kind of refreshing the place up, pay his rent, head down to check his mailbox.
Nothing.
I'm sure it's empty. Yeah. I'll look in and there's no door on it. So he's like, that makes sense.
There's a tiny little spider in the corner just hanging out.
It's a little spider in the mailbox just chilling there. It's caught a moth.
Oh, hell yeah.
You don't know how the fuck the moth got in there, but it caught a big old moth.
Respect, little man,
You can't tell, but you swear it does a chest bump and peace sign up at you. You don't know how you know this, but it feels like it does.
Hell yeah. Perfect.
This is foretelling the spider catches the moth.
Hey, yo. All right. Glance over at the two goobers in the corner.
They are still standing there doing their best to not look suspicious.
Don't look suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he's going to smile at them and then chant that while leaving.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be
suspicious. Yeah.
Right as you are turning around, you hear the sound effect of a camera click And then
Yeah.
one of the dudes goes, "Oh shit, fuck."
Pause. Turn back around. What
They
was I
are
just saying?
staring at the fucking wall.
What did I just say? What did I just say? I said don't be suspicious.
Not stare at the wall, Softy.
I just said don't be suspicious.
We didn't. I was talking about, man.
Your voice only cracked 4 times, so I believe you. Did you just take a picture of me
No.
while I was
Who the f-
leaving?
Who takes a picture of someone?
Is there more to that statement, or is that just an observation of society? Who takes a picture of someone, really? What kind of person would do that?
They both kind of like look at each other, look at you, and then just very like they're going to try to rush past, going, "Man, we need to leave. We need to get out of here." Bye.
I'll just flash the gun.
They freeze. Hey, man, look. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Pockets, shoes, come on. Give me your pockets, give me your shoes. You did this.
The laziest robbery.
I'll give most. You're gonna get most of it back. I just need you to put those things on the ground to sit on the floor over there.
Both of them, like, very carefully, like, pull their pockets out, like, take their shoes off. They kind of back up against the wall. One of the dudes backs up too quickly, knocks in the wall, it kind of falls down. He's, like, shaking.
Just he's. I mean, this is the area anxiety's from. That's why he's like shoes, pockets. Come on, you know the drill. Let's. Who hasn't been mugged? Let's go. Come on. Are there any phones or cameras amongst their things?
Yes, there is a comm link that he didn't even close it properly. It literally is, like, showing the camera app if you pick it up.
Yeah.
And the last picture is absolutely you. Your face
Yeah,
specifically.
What other stuff is on the reel?
Actually pictures of a lot of Umbral Elves. Stoop
Yeah.
Dude is actually on there.
Yeah.
There is a few female Umbral Elves. Kind of disproportionate amount of those. A couple of them are at clubs in the area. You can tell by just the lighting. Some of them are them walking home. Some of them are pictures of people's houses and the address of that house. Definitely some uncomfortable photos are in here. Nothing inappropriate necessarily, but definitely the, this could lead to some horrifying events.
So what's going on here?
Man, shit isn't worth it.
It's not. What's going
Someone,
on here, man?
we were just like paid. We were gonna get paid, man, for like
Yeah.
stakeouts and surveillance and shit.
Okay. I'm not gonna shoot you. Calm down.
You're not?
I mean, if you rush me, I'm gonna blow your fucking brains out. Yeah, but if you're just sitting there, no.
Oh, come on, man. My insurance can't cover me getting shot a 7th time.
In the head? No, I imagine it wouldn't be able to cover you being shot in the fucking head.
The other guy kind of goes, yeah, that's why he's got like 7 metal parts in his head.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I have
But no,
really good
what the-
luck or bad luck, depending on your perspective.
Apparently, you've got great medical insurance too. So who paid you for this stuff?
Some random dude at the fucking...
You're gonna make me torture you, right?
The Flying Ant. It's called the Flying Ant
The person or the place?
place.
Okay.
The Flying Ant's bar. You could go in there and, like, like Shadow Runner dudes will, like, leave dumb little things up there. You could do them for like a little bit of money, and normally they're easy. Like take a bunch of pictures and shit.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not even my phone; it's theirs.
Okay. I'm gonna pop the memory chip of his phone out
Yeah.
to be so clear and keep that, because this is now property of Scales. Toss him his phone back. Here you go, man. How much were they paying you?
They both kind of look at each other like they look at each other with this kind of shame as their heads go down, and they just say, 50 new yen.
You know they're killing people, right?
What?
You know they're killing people, right?
Bro,
They're paying you to take pictures of Umbral elves?
I mean, just, I mean,
They're chopping them up like animals, man. 50 new yen?
I wasn't doing anything. It was just pictures,
No, I know.
man.
I know, but come on, dude. I know you were shot in the head 6 times, but for fuck's sake, what's your excuse? To the guy who hasn't been shot in the head 6 times?
The guy who has the other dude just kind of like he is like kind of just hands behind him, like looking at the ground. He just looks up and goes, "Oh, I got a death wish."
Great, I'll shoot him in the face.
You'll shoot him in the face?
Yeah.
All right. What kind of gun do you have?
It's a cult future. It might not even kill him. It's just gonna fuck his teeth up.
Oh, it definitely won't kill him.
Hey, it's a little 22. You know, it's fucking...
It's 8 years. It's pretty decent. No, the bullet goes off. It is very loud in this enclosed space. And it goes right through this man's head. And you watch his head morph outwards as if you had shot it into water. In fact, it goes a bit glistening, almost clear-like.
Word?
And then it warbles back. And he goes, "Oh, God! Understood. Got it. You know what? I deserved that. I super fucking deserved that, dog."
Morningstar over the fucking vocals was like, was that a gunshot?
I mean, you've been hearing the conversation.
I taste
that. She still says with that gunshot.
I taste lead. Gross.
Well, all right. I'll put the gun up, kick their shoes back over to them.
Thank you. And then he gets up, and so you'll notice that the dude who gets up, the one you shot, and he came back together.
Yeah.
His movements are very wibbly now. It's like
I bet he's flubber.
He's flubber. But he kind of almost has this shimmer to his skin for a minute.
Yeah.
And as the other dude gets up, the one with all the metal in his head, he puts his shoes back on. He just looks very sad. We're gonna call the shimmer dude, grabs him by the back of the neck, and yoinks him out of this room and said, "I told you this was gonna happen. I can't keep dying for you. Sorry."
Jesus. Yeah, get on my bike. Yes, it was a gunshot. Start that bitch up.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I shot a guy in the head. It's fine.
She wants to say so many things.
Watson shit, you know what I mean?
I never want to get yelled at for killing a person ever again.
He's alive. It's a cult future.
I said what I fucking said.
Now, that goes over the thing of, Mojave, you have a cult future.
Yes.
And you're very aware that, no, a cult future will still blow a person's brains out.
No,
Yeah,
he's
still
alive.
a gun. It's
He
still
walked
a gun.
away fine.
What could you, Lupus, and what happened exactly? We heard bits and pieces over the mics, but like, what happened?
Oh, he would give the full synopsis, including what the guy said before he got shot in the face. Because the one man's been shot in the head 6 times. I expect him to have no wrinkles left. That's fine. The other guy's like, I got a death wish. Like, all right, fucker. Boom.
So Morningstar looks at Mojave with like the quizzical look on her face, and she's like, "A spirit?"
A booger. By the way, popping this man's sim into my phone so Scales has access to what's on it from where she is.
Okay.
Yeah, that Wibble. You know, I've been running around this particular neck of the woods for a hot minute. Wibble question mark.
What do the Wibbles mean, storyteller?
What's been described to you, what you're hearing, you're like, you don't know, because you obviously weren't there, you couldn't really see it. But there's a shot in the dark that was some kind of extremely, like, low level to the point that it kind of was overshadowed by the environment that anxiety couldn't tell spirit? Maybe water? And its connection to a person could be either it is a really low-level free spirit, which is weird for low-level, or it was the dude's mentor spirit, and he's a mage.
And both of those things should have popped up on a sensing, shouldn't they?
Not if he's that low and the area is all destroyed.
But like, you can tell if somebody's awakened, so that guy should have at least pinged as a mage, right?
Unless his magic's been decimated.
But then why would he have a spirit?
Don't know. But it sounds spirity,
A
or
mentor
magical in general.
spirit.
A mentor
Yeah.
spirit, which is the equivalent of an imaginary friend with a lot more energy.
So why could he shoot? Yeah, there's some things there that ain't adding up. Let's put a pin in that.
Yeah, the flying ant. The flying
Sounds like-
ant, someone posted a job for 50 new yen to get pictures and addresses for Umbral Elves. Could be someone trying to take a census and protect people. Could be the people looking for... It could go either way. But it definitely did happen.
Yeah, I ain't inclined to believe the best in people under the circumstances. I say you found us another lead to follow up on.
I am going to fucking I'm going to because you put the memory chip into your phone. I would like
Yeah.
to check that stuff out, Softy.
And you see a shit ton of pictures. All of the ones I explained, that they're just pictures of various Umbral Elves, male, female, indeterminate, entering their homes, walking down alleyways, inside of clubs. Just different people, as many as I guess this person could really get a hold of in his camera without too much suspicion. You don't know, maybe he actually did get hit a couple times. Some of those pictures seem like the person in them may have seen it.
Out of curiosity,
But-
what percentage of them have his thumb in the way?
About 50%.
Amazing.
He's got 6 bullets in his brain. Give him a fucking break.
I had to ask.
But,
amazing.
The kind of basically the metadata of the phone does
Yes.
signify it was just turned on like that evening. GPS data shows it's literally at a location. You look up the address and it is a very tiny hole in the wall bar. Like, we're talking shock this place is still around tiny.
I
called
see.
the Flying Ant.
Has the flying ant always been in the city, or is this a new kind of like pop up, hole in the wall?
It's been named like 30 fucking things, but that area has always been a tiny little bar.
Okay, tiny little bar has gone through shifts. I guess what I'm trying to figure out is like before the flood and after the flood. Was it the flying ant before the flood happened, or is this a new change that it's called the flying ant?
It looks like it's been through 2 name changes since the flood. It does
Okay.
not normally keep a name for the longest you could find that location having the same name was a year and a half once. Way back in the days.
Could Scales figure out if do the name changes come with a change of ownership?
never
Like-
recorded an owner.
Okay.
This is a Shadowrun bar, so everything about it is gonna be.
Yeah, just if there was any trace of anything, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah, place don't got really an owner, or if it does, it's owned by John Doe. In
Mhm.
the few times it's been labeled to have an owner, when the rules stated you had to have that for a bar. Other than that, there's no photos of it. It doesn't have a website.
Interesting.
It's a hole in the wall that no normal person would ever go into.
Only Shadowrunners would know about it. It's that type of place. Okay.
Well, there we go. That's a
Alright.
lead.
Yes, so perhaps going to that bar, seeing who else has been given phones to keep track of Umbral Elves, is the move. And honestly, probably not the only person in there that maybe is giving out jobs. Okay. I've looked at all of the information here. It was turned on this evening, so clearly it's a burner phone. This is not something that is meant to be kept forever. Most of these pictures, unfortunately, are interrupted by a thumb, but from what I can see, the majority of them are Umbral Elves. So there's that. Flying Ant should be added to our places to look into.
So we're going to slip over to the other side of this conversation right quick.
Gonna what?
Jason, you have...
Wait for that!
I'm gonna end your life. I swear to God, I am burning you on a pyre. All right.
Why? What'd Jason do?
Not you. Not you, you darling sweet boy. Okay. You drive that, party van over to downtown. And around the corner of downtown, where there are a few warehouses, and specifically is the side part of where the Diamond Stallion is. This is Torpor's domain. This is his surgery hall. And right as you, whoever will go inside is going to go inside, Mojave, you are going to get a text message.
Oh, checking that.
It is from your brother. It is very short, very sweet, very comsec, and it is basically garden party delayed, and it gives a new date. And the date's about a week and a half away now. Like, well, it's been delayed a whole week. That party that you probably wanted to rush back to, it's been delayed.
Small sigh of relief. Just text back with thumbs up. Just that little reaction. And then I think, just, by the way, you paid the crew yet? Sending that back because we left in a bit of a hurry, and
then you just get, oh, shit. You right? I'll send that
another
tonight.
thumbs up. And yeah, this is just conveyed to the crew that both the party's been pushed back, so we have some more time where we don't have to worry about that, and also Oz is gonna get the money by tonight.
Cool. Very good, very good. Well, that's one thing that is taken off our to-do list for now.
Yep, don't mind pushing that back. All right, so Torpor, huh?
Yeah. I am nervous.
Yeah, me too.
Be fine. Shelly says as he takes a deep breath and just like kind of slaps both sides of his cheeks and rubs at them, then puts on a smile that doesn't. It's the fake smile you first saw him with.
I am not going to ask now, but I will ask later. You know that, right?
Is this where I say no questions asked, and then you ask your questions anyway, when I answer?
Yeah.
Alright.
I mean, I'll tell you, we do try and look after each other here.
Yeah.
But we will do this later. Give you time to process, and then we'll talk.
Probably a good call.
She is going to, in that way, that Morningstar is very awkward. But she's just gonna, grab your hand real quick and then just squeeze it, not looking at you, because again, awkward. Squeeze your hand, and then she's gonna get out of the van to go and see Torpor.
Yeah, Mojave's also hopping out to go.
Yep, Shelly will join. He never undressed as a goober goon, so he just kind of tosses his hood up. It's kind of hands in pockets, follows along behind them.
Beautiful.
Hey, Jay, you staying in the car?
Jay,
Hmm?
are you staying in the car, buddy?
Jay is,
No, Jay will come out. Do they
Okay.
want him to bring his
Okay.
mech?
No, this is not a mech situation.
Okay.
you won't have to show
Popping in
anyone.
for a little chat with Torpor.
Then Jay will just go as Jay.
You all file in.
hey, Jay, did you want a fin hat?
Sure.
Yeah.
Jay gets a fin hat.
What kind of hat is it?
It is one of those almost arcade style hats where it just is literally a mini shark fin on top of like an almost like frilly thing. It is literally a hat that looks like Finn just kind of strapped his head.
Perfect.
That's actually adorable. All right, so the newly shark-donned Jay and the rest of the party, you go into Torpor's clinic, which is a very perfect. It's Baby Shark. It's the Baby Shark head. But as you walk in, you are all immediately affronted by the smell of blood and the whines of an adult man. You can see a curtain is drawn, but in the shadows you see a figure who is lanky, long, the long hair slightly tied back, but the ponytail's obvious in the shadow, with his entire arm into what is probably the upper portion of a man who appears to still be alive, given the struggling that you hear. And then the very upset just, stop moving. Damn it.
Knock, knock, Torpor. It's us. You need a hand? I got 2 of them.
Well, both of mine are in a man's organs.
Yeah, you need a hand? You got it? You want help?
He just looks, you see, the head go back, the exasperated sigh of, no, sit there.
Alrighty.
And then you hear the, as Torpor, clenches something, you hear, a ratcheting noise.
I would sit still. He might accidentally clip a vein, and then you're in real trouble.
Torpor knows what he's doing.
No, he does, but I like the idea of the man being worried enough to not move.
I don't think that'd help much. Being worried
It
makes
is-
it with
It's only maybe about 5 minutes. And then you hear a crack noise. And you just watch red spatter the curtain. And you just hear Torpor go, oh, got it. And whatever he is holding is moving. It is wiggling back and forth.
Oh no.
It kind of looks maybe fish-shaped, kind of.
What the fuck is that?
It's got a fin. It's definitely got fins. Torpor then holding this thing just dunks it into, you hear splashing, and then a bunch of, splashing back and forth as Torpor like slams a lid down on something. You see like a big box.
You know, just out of curiosity, because dual-natured vibe check.
Roll it.
I rolled a yes.
That is a yes.
Yeah, it's exactly what the fuck you think it is. It is a physically. It is a remainder of exactly what you think it is.
Oh, okay.
This one's definitely not attached anymore. It doesn't have a very strong level, but
Yeah, looks like one of Finn's cousins got away.
Gross.
and Torpor like starts wiping his hands off and like snaps his fingers, and you see a smaller figure come running up, and he yoinks the curtain sideways. No fucking giving, that just doesn't give a shit. And like blood from the tip of his hand up to his elbow as he is like washing his hands off in a tank next to him. You see 3 of these shark tadpoles. They got little weird legs, and there are 3 now. Very quickly, it is about to become 2 and then 1, as the much bigger one that he just pulled out is starting to try to eat the others.
So it goes.
It's like, oh, and now I'll have 1 sample. The smaller figure you'd seen run before is someone you've never met before, but they appear to be scrubbed up, you know, gloves on, unlike the actual doctor. He is currently sewing up the wound in the man's side. He looks over at you all while he's wiping his hands off, and just Torpor's like, "Oh, to what do I owe the pleasure? Is anyone sick or dying?"
Not
No.
currently, but well, probably not currently.
You told me that you got some results.
Yes. Do you want doctor-patient confidentiality?
Sure. Is it just the crew in here right now, or
Yeah.
or
Oh
there's
well,
other-
it's those 2 as well. Like
Right,
the
okay.
dude who's currently getting his side sewn up.
Oh, okay. Yes, this feels like something perhaps.
Yeah, we can wait till you've seen your patient.
Yeah.
Okay. You first. Come on. And he like notions to you and motions you into the back.
Yeah, I'll go with him.
He gets you behind an area and pulls a curtain next to the laboratory area, kind of cutting it off from everything else.
She shuts off her subvocals. Mm-hmm.
And he throws the towel he's using to wipe himself off into basically a laundry basket. And he reaches up and pulls out a folder. And he kind of leans against the thing. So, you gave me your blood,
Yeah.
and I did some tests, and I really want to know. Do you want to know?
Part of me says no, but I think this is one of those things where I have to know.
All right. And he undoes the folder, hands you a piece of paper.
Okay.
And on it is a graph that's basically just, genealogical record, and it shows a breakdown of your DNA structure. And you're not really sure how you're supposed to read this exactly. You're not a genetics expert.
Yeah.
It's like you have 2 large sheets, and they're similar. You're like, what am I looking at? And he just kind of leans back. Okay, so one on the left is your mother's.
Okay.
That is the DNA sequence out of a half Naga. The one on the right is yours. Half Naga chromosomal quantities appear to be similar to humans, with 26
Okay.
pairs. You have 30. which is closer to full Naga. So I did a breakdown of the actual sheet. You're not 25% Naga. You're 75%.
Oh.
Your paternal donor was not a metahuman. Your paternal donor was a Naga and shared 50% of its DNA with your mother. Your father and grandfather are the same snake.
She drops the papers and her eyes go huge and rounded. She goes matte black. And for anyone with special eyeballs, they just see an aura of fury.
Special eyeballs! Roll your special eyeballs.
So earlier in this room, I rolled a 6.
You're fine! Everyone else with special eyeballs, roll special eyeballs.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
Alright, emotions like 1, so there you go. Everyone can see the immediate violent rage.
There is... If the room could drop in temperature, if, like, the floor could fucking shake from the rage that she has, that is what you see on in her aura. She is livid and filled with shame. She's looking at Torpor, but not seeing Torpor, you know what I mean? She's like,
yeah,
looking past it. She drops the papers. I think she, like, stops breathing in this moment. Like, she's just so overwhelmed, but angry. Honestly, I don't know what you would have Torpor say in this moment, but she's not present. Like, she's...
Of course not.
You know, he's a doctor, so maybe he's like, well, oh shit, but, like, she's, 1,000-yard stare.
Oh yeah. He actually does kind of come up to you and tries to touch your shoulder, trying to rouse you from that 1,000-yard stare. Fully putting himself in danger. He's aware that... He's like, if I shock the snake, it might bite me, but that's okay. Sweetheart, are you all right?
There is, I think, a twitch of her face, and similar to before, where she has the, human features, but they suddenly go very Naga, and her eyes glow, her pupils become vertical slits, and then she realizes who the fuck just touched her, and she relaxes by a degree. And I think all she says in this, like, whisper, I'm going to kill him.
Oh, don't worry. You are probably first in line. Look, I know, that's a lot. That's a lot. Your mother doesn't know. This was not done in a traditional way. This was done laboratory-wise way.
Yeah.
She doesn't... Yorm has... Okay, ever since Beck, she's doing better, by the way. I've done a lot of studying on Yorm's physiology. She has had mass amounts of every knockout drug under the sun. Over long periods of time. There are parts of the lab she doesn't even remember. There are times that she doesn't remember anything for the first little bit of waking up. I haven't told any of the Dons about the new extent to how vicious the Quetzalcoatl experiments got. So, darling, leave this up to you. Yorm didn't ask me to do this research. You did.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell your mother. I might have to fudge it because I want to check as many of the siblings as I can to see how many have this, because there is a bit of another bombshell for you.
Okay.
You're on a time limit.
What do you mean?
A 50% Naga mix, even with its health issues, which your mother suffers from, is stable. Comparatively. It took a magical disease and magical intervention to create the instability that allowed Yorm's transformations. But your magic is in the blood. Your technomancer abilities are simply a sign of goodness knows what else they've done. The problem is 75% of your DNA is Naga. Metahumans are recessive. It takes struggle to get a perfect 50%. More than likely, they were going to try to use you to make some in-between. And without that, at the end of this, it's not like, I'm not saying you're going to die, but, well, you're not going to look like a metahuman anymore. You'll just be Naga. Now, I don't really see any issue with that. Your mother's doing just fine as she is, but obviously, not everyone wants to be a giant snake, permanently, with no arms or legs, or facial expressions, or eyelids.
Right.
I don't know what time, and I don't know the time scale. I don't think it's moving quickly, though, necessarily. I think you got a bit skipped forward during the flood.
Right.
I have not... I need another sample of your blood. Quickly.
Yeah, take it.
And he quickly comes over and, like, has you sit down and takes it immediately. And you watch him take this sample very quickly. He does not label it. It doesn't matter. He doesn't go to the centrifuge. He pulls out some things from above in the cabinets. He pulls out this large, basically mason jar, probably a mason jar the size of a crock pot. Sets it down, and it is full of this weird black ichor-like substance. And he is delicate as fuck opening this thing. And he sets the test tube in and of itself, in like sliding it glass-wise into the ichor, not letting it drop, but holding it there. And very quickly he yanks it out, shuts the thing, and you hear him go, "Ah, God, ow, fuck, hot."
Are you okay?
Uh-huh, that's fine, don't worry. And you see him pull his hand away, and, like, parts of his fingers are wrinkled. Like from age. And he kind of shakes his hand, and you see, like, he quickly reaches another cabinet, pulls it out. You don't want to think too close at what you're looking at, as he pops some of them in his mouth. In your mind, you're like, no, those are just very pale peeled grapes.
Yep.
That's what I'm going to think they are.
Yep, just grapes.
And as he kind of, like, stretches his, like, rolls his shoulders, it slowly fades on him. He pulls out the tube, and the blood on the inside has just degraded. Like, it looks like powder. And he goes, "Okay. That's a gift Frenzy left me. I don't know how many times I can actually use it without it exploding, but hey.
Okay.
I can't really do magic, but I can use items left over." This basically increases the aging process. Kind of.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like it actually makes you grow old or anything. But it does the same damage, including cellular damage. He gets the powder out and kind of puts it under a microscope really quickly there while you're sitting there, still reeling from this, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like looking at it and he's just... Okay. I don't know the time, but I can give you a definitive. The metahuman cells are going to die before the Naga cells do. Unless something intervenes, this form will last the exact same amount of life that probably a human lifespan. And then after a human lifespan, unless something else intervenes, like what happened with your mother, that's it. Full Naga from that point forward. And that's if nothing else changes. So, you have this form for an entire lifespan.
How
And I-
above table, Softy? How long do Naga live?
If I'm correct, Naga can live... Oh, goodness gracious. I'm forgetting their upper limit. It's longer.
Yeah, longer than a human, I assume.
It's longer than a human. The number is escaping me real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Quick Wiki just says they are long-lived. So, I don't know.
250 years.
Okay. She becomes very stone-faced and just says, "Continue to tell no one."
Okay. Spicy. Nice.
Doesn't matter, most of them will be dead anyway. They won't see it.
Your mother won't.
No. And I don't think the information would help her any.
No. But you get any of your other siblings, I should check them. I should check their percentages. Because that does change the way your body responds to medicine. And the way the body heals. The way the body responds to magic. The way the body responds to spirits. There's a reason that Naga are not metahumans. They're metasapiens.
Okay. Tim is with her. I will find a reason to bring him here. Or them rather. I will find a way.
And goodness knows I need to do a checkup on them anyway due to the, well,
Yes.
their obvious genetic abnormalities.
Right. I will speak to her and get her to allow a checkup. I am imagining that she is probably protective of him. Thank you for looking into this for me.
I want to say you're welcome, but I'm also a bit of a sucker for medical abnormalities.
So is my grandfather. She will get up, turn her sub-vocal mic back on, and she'll leave the room and return to the group.
And Torp will yoink the curtain open behind you as he walks forward.
Any questions you have for him, now would be the time.
And
Okay.
while they were back there, the other two people left.
Yeah, there's just sort of like those glances at Scales, because it's like, okay, that was clearly a astral rage explosion. We don't ask if she's okay because the answer is that's a nonsense question. Right. I got some personal questions, but I'll set those aside for now. Business first. Just out of curiosity, Thorper, you ever heard of? I might be assuming some things here, but you ever heard of what was it? Witch of the Woods?
Yes, that was their name.
Orper gets, like, he's starting to clean, like, his surgery chair. He gets the weirdest look on his face and just busts out laughing.
You know the name then?
Oh, that... Okay. Yes. Oh, what forum did you find them on?
We're digging into this whole, people turning up dead thing with bits missing.
Oh, you think they're selling them to Witch?
Could be, don't know. But it's not... You can understand how we might reach the conclusion that perhaps the black market organ trade.
No, I can actually see exactly what you're talking about. I'm shocked that I'm shocked I'm not one of the people you're calling in on.
I mean, we're talking it now.
Oh, that's true.
But
no,
no,
I ethically source my things.
Yeah, no. If let's be real, Torpor. If it was you, bodies wouldn't be turning up.
Yes, I finish my meals.
Exactly.
And
But-
I imagine you are not so selective as in trying to take out an endangered species.
Oh no, not at all. Besides, my favorite part's the eyeballs. That's all I like. The rest is just for fun.
Well, the eyeballs and the rest are missing.
Yeah, if there's any information you could give to us, it'd be much appreciated.
Do you think Witch is... Are you just asking if Witch is behind it? Or Witch is selling or purchasing from such a person?
I mean, at this point, we know nothing, and you seem to know quite a bit. So really, whatever you can share would be well received.
Witch is a complicated figure.
Mhm.
I met someone who said they were Witch, but I don't think they were. I think they were a disciple. Witch's behavior online is, well, more than likely, and he looks over at Morningstar, you've actually seen their website and its interesting rules.
Yes.
The disciples are the same way, obsessively correct and polite, almost violently angry when impoliteness is detected. A bit odd, if you ask me. But I know that they purchase. They don't do a lot of collecting themselves. They have people who go out to collect. They're sort of more like a trade person.
Will collect like in medical vehicles that belong to the city or bigger corp? Or they just
no.
go out on their own?
I don't know the exact things. I know that I've seen... Well, there was an evening. I had some extra parts. And I just went, why not, right? So I offered them up for sale. Which agreed. I had someone arrive, show up, drop off a case of money. When I turned around, the parts were already missing from my morgue. The door was closed. I have no idea how they got back there.
Impressive.
They have their methods.
So also not the kind of person to leave bits and bobs lying in the middle of the street.
No, they... Especially not something so... I've seen some of the pictures. Nothing so...
Sloppy.
sloppy, grotesque, or what would they refer to it more than likely as? Uncouth, distasteful.
Without manners.
Without manners. There we go.
Huh.
No, Witch is a fascinating character. In my opinion, neither good nor bad, really. They just provide a service.
What's the nature of this person as far as you've been able to tell? Metahuman, metavariant, spirit?
I'm just hearing screaming of bloody murder in the background.
Oh, this is Torpor's clinic. What do you expect?
Yeah, no, that's just accurate. That's correct sound effects. Oh, sorry about that. Someone broke out. I have no idea. I can't really see into the magic. Well, my condition makes it so I can kind of tell. But I gotta kind of try. So, didn't really check the person who dropped off the stuff.
The witch and her acolytes, or their acolytes, would they take affront to what this person is doing? You said they have a violent response to impoliteness.
They really only think so far as interactions with them. In their mind, the rest of the world is as impolite or brutal as it wants to be. It's just when you come into grandmother's home, you're polite.
I see.
Understood.
I also know that they're big. Very big.
I mean, if they could get into your morgue without you seeing, I'd guess
Yeah.
much.
I have heard stories of everything from far more mundane, literal breaking and entering, stealing from a grave, a morgue, a coroner's office, to what happened to me, where it almost seemed like maybe magic was involved. All I know is if you offer to sell, they'll go anywhere to get it.
I see. So perhaps not our guy then.
No. But again, it's a, I
will
feel
tell
inclined
you.
to... Oh, yeah. There's some kind
Witch
of
of the
connection.
Woods will sell anything. Including knowledge.
Huh. Well,
You just have to ask politely enough.
Okay. And let's say we want to get in contact with this witch. That website the way to do it, or are there perhaps more
The
personal
website.
means?
The website's the only way to do it.
Okay.
Then you have to make it through the acolytes.
Of course.
about 37 of them, I imagine.
There's more than there used to be.
So we're looking at a ring, but as far as
involving themselves in some very targeted murders here in LA. No.
No, I'd color them on the more reputable side of Talifliggers.
They still sell organs, but well, there is a reason she really doesn't like that term showing up.
Is there? Do you know it?
Talislager. She likes Talis Monker. She can't stand Talislager.
Mm-hmm.
Gets banned the first time it's ever seen it. I remember there's maybe it's not up there anymore. It was a community post on their little host. And it was just a tear down of that term and how reductive it is. How it closes the mind.
Look, if they're legging stolen organs over, like, that's what they're doing.
That's true. But she
but
says
this-
it puts them on the same level as crooks and thieves when they are simple business people.
Of course. Right. At the end of the day, they are still selling organs and not caring how it is received.
Oh, well, they do have to be ethical.
Do they?
Mm-hmm.
They do. The people who get the organs for them do not.
Oh, well, actually, they did reject something I tried to sell once.
Okay, so there's a vetting process then.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't tell you the exact rules, but I know that the person's organs they did take was, well, someone who may have done some unfortunate things in the club that slept didn't want on the streets anymore. It took his. But they didn't take the accident from the docks that one night. We didn't really mean to get the man. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
These things
They
happen.
wouldn't. Yeah, they wouldn't take his. I don't know if it was the fear or the fact he didn't deserve it. I don't know. We ended up
All right.
burying him at sea.
I imagine, though, the child heart they have for sale currently didn't deserve it either.
Oh, but more than likely came out of a hospital.
All this shit makes me fucking sick.
Fair
It
enough,
is.
but you gotta remember, once a body's dead, it's dead.
And
Body's
there's
a
that
body.
thing. The organ trade is pervasive. It ain't nothing special to hear. It ain't nothing new. Ghouls gotta eat. Not all of them are blessed enough to have a clinic.
If I was in a poorer place, I'd probably have to buy from Witch as well.
Best you can hope
And
for
I'm-
is that there's some vet and some choice in who gets grabbed.
Yeah, and I know some of my kind can have extremely particular preferences. Especially
Eyeballs.
some variants. Some very particular variants. I know that Lamia's appetites can get a bit intense.
HMHVV is active disease.
It will destroy you. Eventually.
One way or the other.
I'm going to, just on the off chance, right? I'm going to give Torpor a list of all the organs that were taken and sort of the magical implications of the victims. And she will say, anyone with taste this specific that you can think of.
He kind of looks through it like, I know my brother and I liked liver, but only one of those is gone. Any of the other more... Well, any of the functional ghouls I'm aware of right now. All the ones that have had work done. Nothing this specific. This is too actually in specific.
Yeah, two all over the map.
Yeah, I mean, it's all stuff you're going to find in, like, what, cliche alchemy books from back in the day?
Alchemist. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you,
know,
Torpor.
that old style stuff. Oh, if I have a shitty book on that somewhere.
She's already online looking up old alchemy books.
And in, like, old, like, we're talking old world medicine, old alchemy books, old ways of looking at the way of metals and humors and how that kind of translates to modern day alchemy. He's not wrong. A lot of these organs are very specific in that in those older ways of thinking, they would hold the humors or they would hold certain emotions, would hold certain elements to them. And then other than that, it's like, yeah, like you could kind of see where someone would be getting that idea. It's a bit surface level, but it's there.
Yeah. Yeah, in her mind, she's like, okay, I'm looking at this novice person who is possibly fucking around with blood magic, and like there's this weird alchemy tie. So she's just getting that information and putting a pin in the metaphorical conspiracy board on that information. Yeah, so that's where she's at with it, just collecting those old alchemy books. Oh, also, Softy, while this conversation is happening, Morningstar is going to tap into the police radio, basically, and just siphoning through that information, just to check on the city. Basically, be like, has a murder that meets our criteria been called in? You know, anything like that. So she's, you know,
Hey, you got police scanner in the background.
yeah.
All right.
Well, thank you very much, Torpor. That's a lot of
Mhm.
helpful stuff here.
Always glad I can help. Anything else?
Yeah. So I don't really know how to ask this question, but you have operated on me on more than one occasion. During either of them points, there was nothing up with my bones, right? You didn't notice anything funny?
With your bones?
Yeah.
They were bones.
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of hard to tell if there's anything wrong with your bones when I'm dealing with pulling a metal sword from inside you.
Yeah.
Everything's covered in blood.
Yeah.
Did you need me to check your bones?
I don't know. It's just because recently somebody did one of them cyber eyes did a scan, and apparently it looked like I had BioWare, but I don't got BioWare.
Do you want to have a medical scan? I do have an MRI.
We jury rigged the kind of mess, and it was we got if we can do it quick, because we do got a serial killer catch. That's
You should see how fucking fast they are these days. Come on.
okay.
Take all the metal off your person and get in the tube.
Just like, wait, okay, pockets, jacket off, bag off. Do I have any other metal? Okay, tube.
Yeah. And he kind of turns and looks over and just like, oh, nice tattoos.
Yeah, well, I'm back. Better than ever.
Yeah. It only takes maybe 20 minutes. Yeah, it's you get the do. And the results are already coming in, and Mojave, you're let out of the machine, and Torpor's already, like, staring at this screen with the most confused fucking look on his face.
Yeah, you, see why I asked?
What the fuck is wrong with your bones?
I don't know.
What is up with their density?
Just to be absolute, like, you was... Yeah, the sword thing was just get the sword out of my gut so I don't die. But, like, the first time, back when, before all, like, years ago, right? You was the one who stitched me back up after everything went down. My bones were normal then, right?
I mean, probably. I wasn't really looking at your bones. It's not a normal thing we go to look at.
No.
You generally hope to not see bone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it was, like, in my spine, I guess, you know.
I mean, oh, well then, yes, your bones were completely normal.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Okay, so my bones... So
no,
this is... Alright.
No, then your bones were regular calcium. They were chipped from the metal piercing into them, which kind of proves how weak they were. Okay, that's it. Nope.
What?
Give me your blood. Give me your blood. I need at least 4 vials. We're running a whole test on you.
We do...
You don't have to be here for it. I'll call you when it's done.
Yeah. Feel inclined to... You know that, I got enemies out there, and I'm just laying it all on the table, Torpor. If we have any trouble that comes of this, it's gonna come back tenfold, yeah?
He just kind of pauses as he's pulling out, like, his thing, and just looks at you like...
I'm not saying I expect it, but I gotta say it. I gotta say it.
I'm offended that you'd even think you had to. Now sit down and shut
I ain't saying it for you, I'm saying it for me.
Shut. And give me your arm.
arm produced.
And yeah, he fills up like 5 fucking vials of your blood. And
No, he said 4. Not that he stops him, but just.
oh yeah, it's like I need an extra just in case. And as he's putting he puts like 4 of them like in the little thing. He labels all like 4 of them, puts them in little things. 5th one, he fucking opens it.
Mm-hmm.
And he shoots it like a shot.
I knew he would. Mojave just looking a little bit just judgmental, not like judging him for like ghoul things, but just judgmental in the sense of I have looked spirits in the eye who wanted to eat me.
Of course. And he takes this shot and he drops the test tube and it shatters. He runs over to like the sink next to where his table is and spits it up into the sink. Ugh. Ugh.
That bad, huh?
Ugh. Ugh. It's like trying to eat raw lead.
What?
What is wrong with your blood?
I don't. You tell me.
I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Ugh.
What?
Oh,
Does
it's
the blood come
disgusting.
from the bones?
It does. Ugh.
What do you mean raw lead?
Let's help think about that. Hold on. He like gets water and actually has to wash his mouth out. Like he seems like legitimately like sick. Whatever it was, it like sickened him. He's like,
Lead us to the lead.
I think it burned my tongue.
What?
And like he puts his tongue out and it's actually red.
What are you talking about? That is my.
I think you're safe from any ghouls. Probably vampires too.
What? I
Ugh.
don't think.
Oh, that was awful. That was awful.
Okay.
Is that almonds? Why do
What?
things taste like almonds?
Just like breathing, calm.
Your blood is C4, apparently.
Is it weird? I think I've tasted that before.
It is weird, but you're
You
also
are-
a ghoul.
I guessing you ain't gonna say you tasted it in blood before.
I don't think so. That's I'm gonna go run those tests.
Yeah. And
I'm never doing that again.
You're no good. It ain't exactly good scientific practice to go drinking your. Anyway, I got one other question. Just if you can answer now, if you want to send me a doc later. But you was close with Adelaide Hugo once upon a time. You know, she basically raised me out there after I woke up. But of course, back then I was so busy learning to walk and talk and all that crap. She was teaching me stuff, but I don't really know what she was doing. Do you know what she was doing out there in that desert?
He very stiff-backed as he listens. Genetics research,
Yeah.
specifically seeking out fauna that appear to be immune to HMHVV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
She
know.
was trying to find a cure.
Yeah, I know that much. I know that much. But if you got any bits, bobs, tidbits, bits you remember, docs you could send me, I'd like to look over them.
Neither me nor my brother ever went into that desert. Especially not after we found out she was dead. You couldn't
Yeah.
pay me to go to that place. If you want to find out, find her books.
That's my plan. Just asking, Never hurts.
If you hear anything else, Topper, about our serial killer, you know our number.
I'll call. And he also kind of like he's a little sad now. As he kind of leans against the desk, he looks over at all of you. Also, is it really smart to be missing the one member that's absolutely in the most danger?
Nobody
It's
insisted.
It's not smart, but he likes to be alone, so here we are.
We know where he is. Or where he should be, at least.
It is at this moment, over the police scanner, a body has been found on Grendel Street.
Morningstar's eyes, they
It is a
don't go wide.
20-something male. Umbral elf.
Supernaturally beautiful.
Gonna start streaking. No, her eyes don't widen. In fact, they go to slits. And she is going to reach out vocally and say, "Anxiety, where are you?"
So, before, we're going to slip back in time real quick. Anxiety, you there?
I'm dead, dog.
After you went to your own apartment and shot the man in the head, you went to your parents' house, yeah?
Yeah.
So, you ended up at your parents' house. But about the time you got there, you find on the street Ms. Maya. She's looking around like she's lost something, looking in alleyways and on her own outside. Granted, she's a big old troll of a woman. But she just looks really worried. And when she sees you pull up, she's... "Oh, Liam. I need your help.
Is Maya?
Dispose of the bodies.
I've been, It's my nanny. I can't find him.
Okay.
He's been missing for like an hour.
Where was the last place you saw him?
I saw him when I sent him out to the stuffer shack down the way. He was just supposed to be gone for a little bit, but he never came back, and I've been looking everywhere for him, and I'm...
Who is it?
Misha. Do you remember Misha? And you kind of do. He's a little younger than you.
He's an Umbral elf?
He's an Umbral elf.
Whoa, you sent him out by himself?
I didn't. I wasn't gonna send him out by himself. I was gonna get my pants on and go with him. But then, he ran off on his own. And then by the time I got out here with my pants on and I went to go find him, I couldn't find him.
Why are you talking to him without your pants on?
Some people don't want to put on real pants, okay? I do not consider my pajama bottoms pants.
Listen, she is a classy hot bitch, okay?
Many people
Show some
would
respect.
Many people will. I'm wearing pajamas.
I know that, okay? Look, alright? I already feel bad enough if Misha got grabbed. I feel awful if that happened.
Because you had to have your hot pants on to go to the stuffer shack.
Look, alright, it's not that simple. And it's about this time you hear from next to you, Ms. Maya? And you turn, and it's Misha. Perfectly fine. Standing right there. Oh my goodness. I fear I may have taken too long.
You did. Also, you should not have gone by yourself.
You're right. I had to, dump into an alleyway to get away from this big fucking red car. They were, following me. It was creepy as hell. So I had to take a massive way around.
Big red car? How long ago was this?
half an hour ago.
You were at the Stuffer Shack for half an hour doing what?
Well, no,
Stuffing?
okay. Yeah. There's also this really cute girl behind the register.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Okay, well,
I got her number.
great. He almost died for it, so she better be the one.
Man almost got killed for pussy. This is crazy. This is insane.
Hey, it's freak show, bro. You know what I'm
Hey.
saying?
Worth
It
it.
might have been worth it.
I
Worth
need
it.
collectively, I need men to get it together. Lock the fuck in.
Speaking for men, no. Looking around for a big red car right now.
You do not see a big red car, but as you're standing with Ms. Maya and Misha, off on the other end of the street, so you're like on the front side of Traverse Street, which is the new one, kind of near where Grendel Street starts. Like if you turned the corner and went down south, you'd probably reach it really fast.
Yeah.
You hear tires screeching,
Okay.
and you hear something very heavy hit metal, like that resounding sound if you like banged the side of like a dumpster.
Okay. Well, I'm on my bike still, so I'm gonna whip this bitch around and speed off in that direction.
So you whip that bitch around.
Yep.
You come around the street, and I need a perception roll.
For the audience, I'm gonna throw up.
One for some reason.
I'm gonna throw up.
As you come around the side,
Damn.
So I want to what?
well,
That's
A,
an edge.
do you want to
Yeah,
make an assessing?
yeah. I'll fucking spend an edge actually.
Oh, do you want to pop the edge to try to reroll?
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ.
To not get
Five. Five.
All right. You are able to see it. It is very quick. But from this side of Grendel Street, if you were to look, straight down towards where the snake pit is, there is a single turn that leads towards the turn to the highway. And you see going around the corner, with the texture of it almost becoming fuzzy, like chameleon paint in the middle of shifting, you see a dark-colored, large vehicle quickly go around the corner. So you're at one end of the road, it's all the way at the other.
I am in pursuit.
You're in
Cargo
pursuit.
room. The cargo
Okay.
room. Yes. Room.
I will say you will pass by the body that was just dropped off.
Yep. That
But
is
you
why
are
I'm
in
in
pursuit.
pursuit.
You are in pursuit. So you take that turn real hard and you see this car. You manage to see it turn, do a kind of a wheel, and it's going right up into the highway.
The
It's
wrong
getting
way.
on the No, it's going the right way. It's just it has to make a weird hard turn to do that.
All right. Yeah, I'm following it.
All right. I need pilot.
Sure. 4.
All right. So you are able to keep up with it. You are reaching a point where this vehicle is now going to show up near, well, a bunch of other ambulances as you're starting to get close to the exit to the hospital.
Sure. Sensing it. Anything weird?
No.
Is it occupied any amount?
You can't tell if it's occupied.
Okay.
Does it show up like a magical lodge?
All right, hold on. Now I actually have to do a sensing because I don't remember how the lodge looks.
More or less like a physical space that exists in the astral. as opposed to just like it's not there in the astral?
Yeah, it's basically a magical and circular bubble, basically like a manosphere.
Opaque? Is it opaque?
A moving opaque bubble. It does appear that this is the car with the lodge in it.
I see.
Is he able to get the license plate with that 5?
The
I mean, I'm
chameleon
sure.
skin is making that difficult.
I was gonna say the chameleon skin's gotta
Damn.
fuck that up all day long, brother. Yeah.
I tried.
But I do have fucking a Barnesy Boys number, right?
You do, I think.
Yeah,
I think
I'm gonna call
Mojave
the
shared it with.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him. What the fuck?
All right. Yeah, you send out a call and then just very quickly, hello?
A body was just dropped. Give the address. I'm behind the vehicle that did it right now. On my bike. I've got him. This is
road
where
are you
I'm at. This is where I'm at. Cars now.
Hey,
And that is about the time Barnes
Well,
was
here's the
sending
thing.
call.
Here's the thing, Rissa. Okay, we went back in time, and at no point during that did I contact you. So now I have to keep the time flow pure. There's no branching here, all right? There's no branching
throw
here.
up. I'm gonna throw up.
It's okay. It's okay.
I kept the timeline pure.
I'm gonna throw up.
Barnes is going to call in for the body. That is about the time you all will get the notion that a body has been discovered and police are en route.
And now that the timeline is pure, the integrity, the sacred timeline has been also
you
gonna
and
call
your
the
timeline.
group. Hey, Softy did this, not me. Though. I just, I'm not deviant.
It's
I'm
called
not a
tension.
I'm not a
hate it.
deviant. I'm not a deviant.
All right, anxiety, what you looking at?
Just describe the fucking van where I'm at. Like I've got it. It's a fucking. It's a big bubble.
There is a blip of a moment of relief on her face because it's not Liam who's dead. And she's just gonna, like, whoever's nearest to her, probably scruff them by the back of the neck and start going towards the van. So we move
Oh.
quickly.
Honestly, like, if
We-
it's Mojave, he's probably gonna bird mode.
Amazing. I'm going to take Mojave's non-functioning body. That's
Oh
probably
well, no, it's
possessed by
it's
Havoc.
functioning. It's
It's
functioning, and it is
Okay.
willingly going with you.
Wonderful.
Speaking of bird mode, is now a good time to fly?
No.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Jason. I'm so sorry. When it is appropriate, I swear to you, I will tell you it's go time, okay? And she throws Mojave's Havoc's current body into the van, sort of shout back, "Bye, Torpor!" and fucking get into the van. And to go fucking pursuit. She is full technomancer, like, light up the fucking city vibes, and she is from the locations that were, like, the coordinates that are given both by the police scanner and anxiety. She's gonna start, if she can, start moving cameras so that she can keep an eye on it, or I guess better said, look through cameras.
Bird mode go zoom.
Bird mode go zoom. I need another pilot from Anxiety, as the truck is about to do something very stupid.
Okay. 4.
You have enough. You are able to get out of the way because the truck is now where you are following it, and you
Yeah.
watch as its sudden change from a very steady movement to a bit more of a hectic one, as it basically brake checks you before speeding off very quickly.
Oh, you fucking dumbass! I'll pop a wheelie and I got suction cups on my fucking wheels. You dipshit! You fucking moron! I'm just gonna drive up and park on top of this motherfucker.
Hey,
You
can have
idiot!
those gecko wheels.
Those
I-
gecko wheels are the
I-
MVP of my life.
I do require one more pilot because instead that is not dodging. That is a bit more of a difficult maneuver.
Yeah,
that
you
is
got it, dog.
Driving onto a flat, moving surface.
7.
Whoa!
It's a 7. Sorry, chat.
Jesus
You have
Christ.
now.
Yo!
You
If
have
anxiety
now.
doesn't get back edge or something for that.
You gotta get back edge for that. Holy shit. This thing tries to brake check you. You slip out of the way, and before it can hit its gas, you have attached yourself to its back end, and have driven up onto the roof of the car, and are now
The
stuck
driver
to
just
it.
hears, "You fucking idiot!"
The chameleon skin underneath you goes through a series of colors before finally deciding upon an LA ambulance and turns its lights on.
Sure.
And
Yeah,
it
I'm
just
gonna pull
starts.
I'm
Go.
parked on top, so I'm gonna pull the gun out and just start firing down into the fucking driver's seat.
Not a good look.
I want the
okay.
cops all over this. I want the cops on this thing.
Hot.
Barnes,
Fair and valid. Fair and valid. But
I'm
also,
gonna
But
I'm gonna
also-
say it for the audience. Hot. Do it again.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, I'm not gonna have you even. Well, no, I do need to have you roll to shoot because there's
Yeah.
a shot you could crit glitch.
there's a. You got it, big dog. Hey, you know what? Hold up. Let me fucking check real quick. I'm
shoot yourself in the
doing.
foot.
I'm doing math. No. I'm gonna fucking listen. Let me tell you something. Two. But it's a van. I'm attached. This person doesn't know it's happening. I don't know.
That's true. You just start fucking firing into this goddamn thing.
So I started blasting.
So you started blasting. A few of the bullets do go through the cab. It does not seem to change.
Yeah, that's fair.
The vehicle appears to become a bit more erratic as it turns quickly and seems to try to slam against the sidewall.
It's a shame about my feet are sticky. I'm a spider. Go
You are a
fuck
spider.
yourself.
When it realizes that you are not being knocked off, it weaves back into traffic and it pushes the gas and slams itself over the edge.
Of?
The I-10, and it
Okay.
crashes through a concrete barrier, and you are
Okay.
now on an ambulance that is crashing to the ground.
Sure. So how far is the fall, I guess?
Well, you're at a point in the I-10 where it is probably about 3 stories off the ground. Does it has to go over the low-lying buildings?
Sure. Okay.
It is crashing
Alright.
down 3 stories, so that's, 60 feet?
Okay. And it's just straight down off an overpass onto another road?
Yes, it still looks like it's going to land onto a road below it.
Okay. You let me know how you feel about this, Big Cat.
All right.
Before impact, when most of those 60 feet have been handled, I'm going to throw the bike into reverse and just shoot up backwards.
So push against the momentum, and then are you just going to let yourself land?
We'll see how it fucking goes while I'm in the air. We're gonna see how some things go. I'll have a moment to react. So but yeah, I am trying to fucking not dust my bike in the process, but yeah.
That is a pilot.
I am afraid of nothing. Listen to me. Look me in the eyes. Anxiety means nothing to me.
I hate it here. I hate it here.
7.
Okay, okay.
Enabling you.
So I'm gonna put it in perspective here, so we can get the proper camera angle. Scales, you are seeking through cameras, and you finally get a hold of one that is weak enough.
Oh my god.
And it's one at an intersection right next to the I-10.
Yeah.
As you watch a LA County ambulance go careening off the side of the I-10 with a very familiar motorcycle glued to its roof and a very familiar umbrella on that
Firing
motorcycle.
into the cab by the
You watch as this thing goes over. Anxiety rides it almost all the way to the ground, and before it hits, he zooms backward off of the thing and is able to stabilize himself. And though it is a hard hit, that will definitely need Jason to repair some of the shocks. Anxiety, you will only take
all the way down.
You will only take 2 physical damage from the fact that, you know, a part of that bike basically went right up in there.
Yeah, that's fair.
Hey, that's winning.
ambulance.
That's winning.
Yeah, the ambulance
Bigly.
finishes its turn and lands on basically the angle of where the top of the boxiness hits. It hit on that corner, and you just watch the whole thing crumple under its own weight and then just spin over onto itself. It crashes into the side of a building. You hear the glass shattering as some storefront that was already decimated given this part of the city, but it's now extra decimated.
Am I still on the phone with Barnes?
Yes, you are. You never hung up. And you just hear
Give me-
what the fuck was that?
Update my coordinates.
The way mornings I put in our lovely Shadowrun chat her reaction, but for the audience, she's literally just like you know, just like an utter like what the actual fuck at the whole thing. She will yell at him at another time.
Updating Barnes on the location, getting off the bike, fucking putting the gun up. This thing is on its side or its top? It's not
basically
driving anywhere, I assume.
No, it like hit an angle, crumpled, ended up kind of skidding along that. It's now sort of partially into the glass front of this building. On its front, a crumpled corner, and like one of the back doors has kind of been popped open because of the frame shift.
Yeah.
And there is a red liquid that is pouring out of the back of this car now.
Oh, joy.
Just
Okay.
whenever Spirit Bird is able to arrive,
You're there
Same
too.
with Finn. Same with Finn.
He's there too.
yeah, the moment that anxiety is no longer actively in the air, it's just Spirit Falcon comes and lands on his shoulder.
And Finn trots up as a what kind of dog was Lassie?
Border
A
collie.
collie?
Golly.
Was she just a border collie? Okay, yeah, border collie. Just sit.
Yeah, and I'll walk over to the ambulance to see if I can see anybody inside this vehicle, front or back.
Oh, you sure got him, says Bird in ear, also looking.
Also, apparently, Lassie was a rough collie. You are able to look in, and what you see is a lot of medical equipment. It was the back of an ambulance.
Yeah.
There's also some... It's kind of hard, but like you can kind of see in the dark. There's some bits that are fading magically. Something shattered that held a spell, but is clearly fading as it stays. And the solidity of this lodge is very much fading by the millisecond. it's been
The-
torn apart.
The glowy bit, can I gather that up
Yeah.
for the mage
Yeah.
boys?
You can slurp that up.
Scoop, 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 scoop.
Also, just Mojave actually looking for any other trinkets, because lodges are usually, you got your bits and bobs, your magical little tidbits of the mage's tradition that like make a house a home. Any of those that may or may not be left behind will be highlighted.
I'm gonna put you in a
I
box.
assume- I assume we don't want me to stay with the ambulance over the subvocals.
No!
Okay.
Go
Gotta-
away from there immediately.
Yeah. I mean, he's just casually walks over to the bike, hops on, and then fucking drives off. Like, there's no urgency here.
Astral Bird
Roll
does not
me-
leave us yet.
Roll me a sensing.
Yep.
Oh, sure. Both of us?
Sure.
All three?
Finn's there,
Sure.
Everybody
fucking
but
head.
Scales.
I got a 5.
All
Oh,
right,
that's
there
really
we go.
good.
All right,
That's
so Finn gets a lot of dice, turns out,
No.
but still only rolls a 3.
It happens, man.
And I think if you said Havoc's staying behind in the body right now, right?
Yeah, he's pretending to sleep.
Yeah.
He knows
if-
his place.
But oh dear. Well,
Yeah.
in this moment, with the
Right?
I imagine there's a certain amount of link between myself and myself. Yes.
Yeah.
Is there enough of a link for Havoc to be aware and convey to the others that I'm staying with the ambulance spirit form for now? And to
Can
keep
do
them
that.
updated on whatever I see.
Yeah, he can do that. Just kind of sit up like, he's gonna stay with the ambulance for right now. So I guess I'm just here.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back and pretend to sleep again.
That is.
I'm
wise.
finally gonna hang up on Barnes if he's got nothing else to say to me.
He already hung up on you because he had to call
Okay.
like two
Yeah,
sides of the
sure.
fucking city.
Sure. Yeah, he's welcome.
Spell Alchemist Combat. One. Jesus Christ! I forgot how fucking much sensing gave.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna remind me to make sure no one can use it ever again.
It's only my entire build, so we'll have to have a talk.
Just shoot the bird.
Crazy.
Rita's here. Alright, to 2 3s. Okay, so the Oof. The remainder of the magic that is in the lodge. It's the subject's force, so I guess that's the lodge's force.
Mm-hmm.
Is lower, higher, equal to your magic on 3. And then the exact is given to Mojave. The exact is... Hold on, checking it. The exact is force 8.
Damn.
Oh shit.
That's a big
The
investment.
magic on the inside is far more of... The best way to put it is a purer form of that absolutely disgusting grossness that's just everywhere. With this one, though, definitely you can very much tell there is a... This fresh, the blood magic taste is far more potent. Fading very quickly, but it's potent here. There's something like that is almost tasting like the main component. Being able to actually find the lodge itself, I think it's kind of everyone can kind of see this. Mojave, you know, so for certain, this is an alchemist's lodge.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically an alchemist's lodge.
Okay.
It is not any other kind of it is that preparations and that's just that vibe and the things spilling out of this. There's smells and colors and shifts that remind you of things in your bag, just a bit more.
Smells like alchemy.
Smells like alchemy. Smells like alcohol. A
As
lot of
alchemy often does.
As alchemy often does. But no, very clearly this is the lodge of an alchemist. It was recently used, and the magic inside... Well, it is though it is tainted by the blood magic that's been used here, or at least the pseudo-blood magic that's been used here, as it still just doesn't taste the same. You definitely have a signature that you could track down.
Good.
If someone around you is who made this, there's a shot that you might not be able to recognize them unless they had recently done said magic, or if they'd have to hide. They'd have to be actively hiding from you. But you can definitely smell, you see their signature now. And...
Question.
Yes?
Are
Does
there-
does the shark and the spider also get the scent?
It looks like yes.
Also, a second question. Is there body parts in the van currently?
Nope.
Dude, imagine you're that guy with the camera that got spared earlier, and then on the evening news, you watch the guy that spared you execute an ambulance. Like, you're like,
God damn.
I
shit,
am
we dodged
going
them
to. I am going to actively. Oh shit! Do I
There's
do
a lot
this?
of cameras. There's so many people.
Hey,
Fuck.
look, this is
I-
one of the most wanted Umbra Elves for burning down rich people's homes, and now he's attacking the city.
Oh,
Can-
hold up. Is
Can
my
I
age 35
erase?
now?
Can I erase? Fuck me! Can I erase the fucking footage
Is
or
my notori-
corrupt the footage of Liam?
Is my notoriety 5 now,
Please.
Softy?
Please.
Well,
My,
let me...
my
let me,
parents
let me,
are watching
let me,
the news like, oh my god.
Fair enough. Well, you know what? Before I say anything, let me ask you a question.
yes.
Anxiety. Heads or tails?
Fuck me. Fuck me.
We
God.
always go tails, because we go for the ass. I'm an ass man.
Coin of
Help.
Fate says...
Help.
Notoriety 5.
Shut the
Notoriety 5. Scales,
No.
there is...
Yeah.
There, you can get the one camera you got, but very quickly after that, at least 7 different, basically YouTube videos, couple different videos on some reels. The
I'm the
news
most-
just straight up
Check
had
out-
something.
Check out
can
this
I-
badass Umbra Elf.
Okay.
I'm the most wanted, actually innocent man in the city right now.
Can I fuck? People already feel a type of way about Umbrella Elves, and he just shot a fucking
Sure.
hospital car. Can I,
Yeah, dog. All that blood
Please.
coming out.
Softy, please. Okay, please.
Oh, by the way, the blood was actually just from blood bags in the back.
Can I? Can
That's not how
I?
CNN's gonna spin it.
Can I? Fuck up these YouTube channels. Can I fucking do stuff to try to glitch out this shit? Because
You have on call someone who you could ask for a favor from.
I
You wanna do this
will
on your own? I believe in you, actually.
that.
Do you want to roll for this? Do you want to actually roll for this?
I do.
Come on, it's your show. I'll believe in you. All right, I'm gonna need you to roll 3 times.
Okay, I'm popping an edge.
You-
Let's go.
It only works on one of them.
Okay, well, tell me what I need to roll first, and then I'll tell you which one I'm going to use edge on.
You got to roll to get into the YouTube system, to the Reels system, and the last one
Still around.
is it's owned by
Cheers for
Horizon.
YouTube.
That
And
makes
then
sense.
what else? What else was the last one?
And then the Channel 10 News.
Fuck
It was
me, dude.
because it was their helicopter that got it.
I look so fucking cool every video you fucking deleted.
Oh my god, like, it's just not helping because he's so...
Now the curiosity is: do you want to try to delete, or do you want
I-
to try to edit?
I think I want to edit the YouTube and Reels, and I want to corrupt the video files of the news. And the news is the one I'll roll the edge for. I'll roll with Edge.
Okay.
Because if it's a YouTube channel, it could be spun in this isn't real, it's for a movie vibes, right?
Right.
But for the news, you can't say that. So
That's true.
Okay, so let's do YouTube and Reels over here.
I just imagine the editing is just you edit the end of the footage to where the ambulance falls. You just put a really shitty explosion over it.
Yep.
The
Yep.
SpongeBob flies out of it. Like...
It's got weird Scooby-Doo music over it, you know.
You tweak it just enough that it looks like a bad Photoshop job. Looks like bad effects.
100%. Like this is B
All right.
movie reels here. Yeah. So what am I doing? Computer or hacking?
This would be hacking.
Okay. YouTube first. It's a 3. Fuck. It's fine.
Dog, no. Just no. There's no fucking way.
Cool. So what instead she does when she realizes she can't edit that, she's going to start with like, you know, for those fake burner accounts, just start putting the comments of like,
You're just gonna
"This is
send a couple
fake."
sprites to just start botting every fucking thing.
Shut! Oh, that is so fake.
Yeah.
There's just a bunch of fucking like sprites in there, like SpongeBob going. Write that down.
Yeah,
Write that
No
down.
one's that hot.
Right, that's not even a real person.
You guys
Oh,
see,
these ARG marketing campaigns are so out of hand these days.
you guys see Jay reply to one of these like uploads of him on top of the
The van. Yes.
what do you call the vans with the flashing lights for
Ambulance?
ambulance, yeah, because he was on top of like an ambulance, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And Jay's gonna say something like, the fuck is this EMT? Elvin Murder Terminator.
That's the new movie coming out April 24th.
Open Murder Terminator.
Man, Dockwagon's looking a bit different.
Right. Okay, now for the reels. This is so stupid. I got a 6.
Oh, you got the reels though.
Yeah, so the reels become the like edited fucking shitty movie.
The overly edited
vibes.
ones where it just doubles down on the. Yeah, I think this was fucking fake, dog.
Yeah, absolutely. Even the explosion, like itself, looks like it was photoshopped bad, like bad green screen vibes, you know.
The sounds cut out. It's just that like explosion effect. That's what all the memes.
It doesn't even end properly. It cuts off like 2 seconds before it should.
Yeah. One of it has the run clip, and then the music that comes after it. Okay, now we're popping Edge
run.
to do the news. Fuck. Okay. A 13, bitch. Okay.
Hey, yo.
I'm sweating.
Oh,
I'm sweating. I'm fucking
With
sweating.
Edge, so that means there's no cap.
that is yes. It is just a straight up 13.
Yeah,
Wow.
The news.
Oh,
Those-
you control the media with
Amazing.
this.
That
Yeah.
shit, that file
Wow.
corrupted to fuck. Like it's the server's called a virus. You know what I'm saying? Like shit got fucked up.
You didn't just wreck that fucking footage, bro. I will allow you to not just do that, but to even fucking erase the goddamn helicopter. Like, it's gone. That didn't even happen. That shit didn't even happen tonight. There was no live stream. There was no nothing. They didn't even get the scripts through. You were so fast at that. I have to give you an edge point back because you just
Holy fuck.
you just controlled the like Tenet night news.
Thank you so much. She's
Whatever
like-
news happens on that channel goes through you first. You now have access to it.
Yeah. Okay, amazing.
That is a
Access-
13.
I got access.
Let me
to
put it
10
in. Let me put it
bitches.
into question. At 13, and this is the news. This is one of the news stations. You would still have the equivalent of 6 marks on it,
Damn.
It's mine, bitch.
and that's on the news's host itself.
amazing.
That's-
You
brilliant.
control
that's,
it.
that's like double admin. That is like double admin shit.
That is
What
double
the hell
admin. You can
is this?
just
What is this?
you could shut the damn thing down if you wanted.
Okay, so you
Favorite
guys
news is
essentially
like he's a war hero.
Yeah. You guys, like, straight up, you guys see Morningstar. She's like visibly sweating. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's having a moment, but you see her eyes are doing the fucking thing. She's twitching. And, like, if anyone has the news on, all of a sudden you're like, oh shit. Because it's not showing what it was showing before. It's gone. There's been, like, an emergency fucking thing that comes up of, like, we're having technical difficulties.
Don't worry, we're just testing our alarm systems.
Right, very much that. She comes out of it and is just like, never do that again. And she's just shaking in her seat. But you would hear that over the sub vocals. Yeah. She damn near had a nervous breakdown just now. We need to go home. Now. She
Mojave
is
lingering
terrified,
spirit
by
in
the
one
way.
scene.
Before that, here's the fucking deal. She is wanted by Ass Technology, and she just pulled a real big fucking move with Horizon, because Horizon controls the fucking news. I asked this so scared, but I'm gonna ask. I had that 13 where I was able to do what I was going to do. Is this a thing where they will notice? And that now she's got to find a way
No.
to keep herself hidden. Beautiful, brilliant. Thank you so much.
You got you have a 13 on Edge. No. You
Okay.
own that news station right now.
Okay. Magnificent.
The marks never expired.
Well, they only expire when either Morningstar reboots or the news station does. And they have to figure out they even got hacked, first of all.
Right. So, fingers fucking crossed. Okay. That's good. That relieves me a great deal.
Good to be paranoid, though.
And now the YouTube channels you didn't get are going to be like, why isn't anyone talking about this? That's what we have to break down here in today's episode. Make sure to
And
like,
now
comment,
it's gonna,
subscribe.
yeah, now it's gonna turn into conspiracy theories, which is gonna make it less and less and less believable.
The
Yep.
butts match.
The butts match.
Notoriety 4 then?
Notoriety 4.
Perfect.
It drops back down because Scales went on an edge with that.
Damn.
Hell yeah. Just like casually, I'm just gonna drive back to my parents' place with some takeout or something, you know, just fucking show up like nothing happened. I didn't do nothing. I didn't discharge my gun several times tonight, or
into an ambulance while it was on.
didn't happen actually. If you watch the news,
I was gonna strangle him, but he can't be strangled. Okay.
that's true.
It's fine.
I mean, you can
totally
choke
fine.
me for like several hours, but
That is not helpful to me. Okay? It's not helpful to me. Okay. I have gotten crazy fucking news today. This man almost got labeled a terrorist. And there's a
Was it-
body.
it wasn't politically motivated.
He almost got labeled a murderer again.
That's true. That one's true. That one's true.
I am gonna try and focus up. There was another body found. I know the location of this body. Is there a camera near there that I can hack to get eyes on?
Yes, kind of.
Okay, I would like to do that.
I'll let you do it for free because you've actually hacked this camera before.
Oh, delightful. Thank you so much. What am I
It-
looking at?
Doesn't have the best view of the body in question, but it does have a good view of the street where you now see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 cop cars.
Yeah.
8 cop cars, 1 emergency vehicle, and currently pulling up a, sadly, coroner's vehicle.
Okay.
It appears the body has already been pronounced dead on the scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Mikey,
not
as-
removed, but pronounced dead.
Okay. Okay.
Heike, like, thorough examination of ambulance, just as Scales is doing all those things. But the moment we're done, I think we're going to go astrally stalk Barnes.
Oh yeah, you can go do that.
Okay. So 8 vehicle coroners. The coroner's vehicle, is this with the same kind of like chameleon skin? Like, would the coroner's vehicle have been included in the city vehicles that gained chameleon skin?
More than likely, it does appear to be an ambulance-like vehicle.
Okay.
Similar body plan.
Okay, so is this West Covina's fucking, their coroner's office corner vehicle or the police station's corner vehicle?
It says LA Coroner's Office on the side. And actually,
yes.
Actually, you now actually get to see this in clear light, and I'll let you identify it. This is a clearer view because of where you can see it. This is what that other car was pretending to be.
Huh.
The first time you saw one of the vans with the chameleon skin, where it was, blurry and traveling, it was a darkish green color with white lettering, like it's been described. That's what the coroner vehicles look like. LA Coroner's Office, and it is a dark green with a white lettering on the side.
Huh.
That is the actual design it was using.
Okay, we snapshot that because it's a clear picture. That's for discussion later. Amazing. Great.
I'm icing my taint.
Yeah, because it hurt. Oh, it hurt. You took that too physical, right?
Yes, I'm icing my taint.
Did you say this into the fucking comms, brother, or are you keeping it to yourself?
No, he got some stuff for his family, brought it home, filled a fucking sandwich bag with ice, and I'm just sitting on it, eating whatever I got from takeout.
I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna fucking kill him.
Well,
okay.
There may or may not be a ghost dog sitting on the couch next to you, just looking over.
Oh,
I
feed him too.
Didn't stop following you home.
I will attempt to feed Finn.
Finn
He will manifest,
happily.
but he will then also proceed to boop you with his nose, because he also knows heal.
Ah, bless.
Dog
I give him
heels.
an egg roll. I got dog heels. I'll take it.
Like,
Okay. So, does anyone come out of the coroner's vehicle, or is this a self-driving situation?
Nope. 3 people come out of it. A driver, an assistant, and then out of the back, a man you recognize. It's Venti. He's here, comes to stand right next to Barnes as they both approach the body.
Okay, I will snapshot a picture of them as well, just so I have faces.
Of course. As you are doing these snapshots, as the body is being they're starting the process, Mojave, you are stalking Barnes. Everyone has had this massive jolt of energy, and now a new body has appeared. But that is where we're going to have to stop for this evening, as it is 10:40. It is a time for us to be ending. So, I want to thank everybody for coming to play, everyone for hanging out and watching. I'm going to go through my list of friends as they question my sanity and the sanity of every other player here. And we're going to start with the one who's probably going to have to lead the fastest.
Dang it.
So, Anxiety, who are you and why do you exist?
I work retail. That's why I gotta go.
All right, now that nerd's gone, let me go through.
Goodbye.
Bye. In order of most likely to be a good detective. Mojave, who are you and why do you exist?
Starting with Shelly.
That'd be a questionable choice.
I shall accept this honor, I suppose, detective. You can trust me in my judgment. It's fine. Hi, I'm Dave Regathon. I play Mojave here and now at these times doing these things, and other characters at other times, like the Thursday game when that happens. I am an artist. I have the character art here for these characters who have art. I am trying to get back to art more, so commissions should exist eventually. I am also a writer, and I have written 2 fantasy novels, Wordbreaker and Windswept, which are both available for sale. If you'd like to check them out, I would be grateful. Third one is on the way, slowly but surely. Editing is a time. Aside from that, when I'm not doing any of those things, you can find me right here on Twitch over on my own channel, Daybreakathon, where I play whatever I want, whenever I can. Lately, it has been Oblivion Remastered, and I am having a very good time punching everything. And of course, as soon as I start saying all these things, my dog runs up. He is currently licking my hand to tell me to tell you all hello.
And in this wonderful buddy cop movie I'm now starting to put together, the most interesting partner for this detective would be Deputy Detective Cloudy. Who are you and why do you exist?
Hello, everyone. I am Lord Rajan, and I play Cloudburst here on Mondays. In this particular instance, I was mostly here just for emotional support. But once we get some of that extra magical things in my hands, ritual spellcasting is on the table, boys. It's on the table. That's it. That's it for now.
And then rookie cop who cares more about his lunch break than his beat. Shellhound, who are you and why do you exist?
And with the donuts.
I did actually eat donuts this morning and English muffins.
I want
So
donuts.
accurate. Hi, I'm Wonton. I exist because my parents did a thing sometime around December, New Year's. And I'm here to have fun with my friends at tabletop when they invite me to do things. A bit of a quieter day for me, but that's fine. I just got to eat a lot of food.
And then a person having a fucking heart attack every time the rest of the agency heads out on missions because they're stuck behind a computer because that's what they're really, really good at and they're going to cry and be one of the favorite characters in this show. Morningstar, who are you and why do you exist?
Hey guys, recovering from my from my anxiety. Hey, I do
yours
this
now?
stuff. I do.
Sorry.
TV.
I mean,
It is now.
yeah, kind of has been the anxiety there. Very targeted for quite a while.
I do TTRPGs with my friends who I keep convincing myself give a fuck about me, but they don't because they like to hurt me emotionally. So yes, do TTRPGs. I do them here. I also do them at Lanyap Gaming, where I am storyteller and player. You can see all the past stuff I've done on the YouTube channel. Go fucking check it out. I am also part of the Rolling Nomads, where I have been a part of an Old Gods of Appalachia game, a Witcher game that is currently playing, and a werewolf game that is coming in the future. So check out those things, but also the Rolling Nomads are great. You should check out their other stuff too. They are phenomenal. I also do ASMR styled readings on my own YouTube channel, usually just a chapter or two of books that I enjoy. And mostly because you should go and get the books yourself, because books are great. Get them all before they are banned. And then I do spicy content. If you're into that sort of thing, check it out. And that's it. That's what I do.
Let's see. And then, finally, last but never least, and the actual favorite of the show, the man with the van. Jason, who are you and why do you exist? When your brain stops floating and you register me
Nascavian.
talking to you.
Nascavian.
Sleepy boy.
It's your outro, bud.
That's me.
Is that sleepy
me.
boy?
Oh, yeah, I'm tired. Okay. Yeah, I'm Nascavian. I play tabletop on today, and I have friends who write books, such as our very own Miss Hartz, who has written Helpless and Brains for the Zombie Soul, and then our very own Daybreakathon, who has written Windswept and Woodbreaker comes first. Woodbreaker and Windswept, check them out. And Obelisk, The Long Dream, check him out. Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye. And then I shall put in mine. Hello, I have been your Cosmic GM Softonomicon. I am a tired, awkward human creature, well, body with a creature inside it. Hi, I haven't been able to think since this morning. I'm shocked I was able to get through this whole thing. Higher on Mondays, I obviously do run the Flood on Tale of Horrors, and then on my own channel, which I did do today, and we're hopefully I'm gonna get more consistent now that I'm settled into my new home. I was doing Monster Hunter, and sometimes I go with Day, and Day tortures me, and Pal World, and other such things. I have made the thing speaking to you at this moment, the talkie dude, and I made the intro and the overlay, and if you like it, and you want one of any of those things, message me on Blue Sky, and I can give you my prices. I promise that pinned comment's coming. One day. I'm sorry. I also have a Patreon where I'm making a coloring book called The Periodic Table of Monsters. If you like science and coloring books, hey, it's good, according to people who like coloring books. Which is not just me, surprisingly. I'm going to put TOH's links in there, and then I'm going to go creeping down a list. Well. Look what I've found! Rolling Nomads is airing their Witcher game. Well, let's go watch something else that our wonderful Riss has been in. Alright, I'm gonna start that
listen
raid.
to her own voice.
Yeah, make her listen. Yes! Everyone point and laugh! Make Rissa listen to her own voice! It's gonna be great! So anyway, we can't go until, oh, let's hope it's something good. Until Shellhound says the line.
Catchphrase.
And it was pretty good.